Oh, you know what I love?
Sports.
Love sports.
Sports. When
It comes to Texas A&M.
Where are you getting this information?
Let me tell you.
Welcome to TexAgs.
It's here. It's time. There's always a buzz in the air when you hit this moment.
He is a guy that has gotten better and better and better. He's just got that dog in him.
We will develop men. We will graduate players, and we will win championships on the field.
I think of him as this hawk. Before long, he's going to be swooping in on those quarterbacks.
And they embody what the school is about. It's about getting into hard situations and getting ourselves out. It's about working hard. It's about doing amazing things.
And this is a real program. It's not fake. This is a real place. And if you want to be really good at football, this is a really good place to be.
You know, if I'm betting on anybody, it's the Aggies.
That one, they all hurt. They all suck, right?
There's different degrees of suckage. But
yeah. But I mean, both losses this year, SEC losses, I should say, like you just think to yourself, this happens and then that happens, right? Like just, you know, you don't give up a dumb 3 at the half. Yeah. You hit a couple free throws early. A review goes your way. I don't know. It's that game. I thought they were going to win. I did. And
that game to me, and every parent listening would know what I'm talking about. You ever be immensely proud and incredibly frustrated with your kid at the same time?
Yeah.
And that's what, you know, I was proud, but man, what a good team A&M has. But frustrated because, and I'm not saying Bucky or anybody else felt this way, but maybe some teams you'd come away and say, hey, you know, moral victory, feel really good about it.
Yep.
You know, look, but this thing's proven that moral victory, it doesn't need to rely on moral victories, you know? So you had a chance to get a big win. Now, look, you were playing a good team that had to have a win, and they're at home.
Yep.
And despite all that, if you do just a couple of things a little bit different.
Yeah. But I mean, that's sports.
It is. It is.
Like, how many times during the Jimbo era did we say, a play here, a play there? Shoot, the Miami playoff game. A play here, a play there, right? Like, that is... And I was...
Well, when you lose, that's what you're left to
Yeah, 100%. This is what I think. I do think it establishes... What I've seen from this A&M basketball team is it has established a competitive floor and a high floor identity, okay? So these 2 games, and look, you still got Florida. It could be 2 straight losses, or you could split these, right? But what this stretch of games is proving to me is A&M is as good as I thought. They are more a bracket team than they are a bubble team. That's how I see it. So
I agree with that.
Taking away the moral victory, because I don't want to get into moral victories. I'm just saying they are proving to me they are in that ilk. They are a bracket team, not a team that I have to worry about making Selection Sunday. Now, a lot can happen still.
You've still got to close out.
But what I'm seeing with my eyes tells me, oh no, they are one of the best 30 teams in the country.
Okay. I'm not
playing
gonna disagree.
like that.
I'm not going to disagree. There's just, I mean, I guess you can say this about any team. Alabama could say it too. There are areas you look at or plays you look at and you say, you know, if you just play a little smarter.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, somebody would come back and say, well, you know, if Nate Oates would shut his mouth, you wouldn't have got the technical and, you know, A&M wouldn't have got points. But if you just, in some areas or in some instances, if you just play a little smarter, and, you know, quite frankly, they got to figure out, and I'm sure Bucky's way out in front of this already, you got to figure out what do you do to get Ruben Dominguez some looks.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody's going to look and see that plays A&M because say, well, now what did Alabama do to keep this guy to just taking 2 shots?
Yep.
Well, let's try that.
Well, if I were to tell you that A&M gave up more made threes than they made, you would think they would lose the game. Would you not?
Yeah.
And if I said that number was 16.
16.
So, like, Just that number alone. And the fact that A&M, I believe, was 10-0 coming into the game in the 90s, that's another reason I think they would have, but I don't know how many times they've given up 100. I feel like it's probably the only time.
Yeah, I can't think of one. Yeah, it was.
Both teams really good with the ball.
Yeah,
not sloppy, turning the ball over.
No, try, but see, that's one of the things A&M needs to do to win, is they need to force turnovers.
Yeah.
And only.
I felt like Phylon continued to make, every time I looked, he hit a three, it felt like.
Especially there at the end.
Yeah.
He only made 3.
But it felt like.
But 2 of them were when they needed them most.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was just frustrated. And, you're going to get this at the second chance opportunities that, there was a second chance opportunity at the end of the half. And they made it a free 3-pointer at the buzzer.
Yeah.
A&M lost by 3 points.
Mm-hmm.
Now A&M had a player that A&M got a rebound with like 35 seconds in the half after Alabama, obviously had missed, I think, a 3-pointer. And I would think that you would come down under control, look for a good shot, and hopefully score and go up 5 and maybe not leave. I mean, there would still be some time, but minimal time for Alabama. Maybe they don't score, and you could take a 5-point lead. Or if not, at least maintain a 3-point lead into the half. But no, they get this rebound, and they're acting like, it's 4 seconds left in the game, and you're down.
Mm-hmm.
And run it down and ran right into a turnover. And that led to Alabama having plenty of time to get a shot. And again, they missed it, but got the rebound. So it's things like that. But, it's something we'll have to ask Bucky about next time. Is Bucky ball full speed ahead no matter what the situation is? If it is, okay, well, all right. And as he says, it's the price of doing business. But are there times when you say, okay, now we're going to
take a foot off the accelerator for a second.
There's a speed bump here. Let's go. I don't know. We'll find out.
But again, if Rylan Griffin hits that shot.
Yeah, that would have been that was, you know what? It was almost miraculous that he got a shot.
Yeah.
And it was just short. And we're talking about there at the end when Rashawn Agee purposely misses a free throw and it comes back, and I can't remember if Rylan touched it, but eventually he goes behind Rylan where Ruben Dominguez and another guy from Alabama are going for it, and Ruben tips it over to his right. There's 3 seconds, 3.4 seconds when the free throw was taken.
Yep.
Tips it over to his right to Rylan Griffin, who puts it up, and it's online.
Yeah.
You just wonder, is it going to be long enough? And it was just a little short.
He had a really nice game. Rylan Griffin did. Marcus Hill. How about that?
Yeah, there's just sometimes, and I'm not saying this is just about Marcus, because Marcus he shot about 55, 60%. But there was just sometimes I thought A&M took some shots that maybe you need to look for a better one or look for somebody else to shoot it in this particular time. But again, it's Bucky ball. We're finding out what it all entails.
What did you think of the call that was overturned?
It was the right call, even in the post-game presser when Bucky was talking to John Thornton and Andrew Monaco, he acknowledged, man, that was a big call, but it was the right, they made the right call. It was off A&M.
Yeah.
And Alabama couldn't challenge it. So it was up to the officials to say, hey, we made a mistake, and you're hoping they wouldn't.
Right.
Hey, we're just going to go with it. And I want to protest, except then I ask myself, well, what if the situation was reversed and it was on A&M?
Right.
And A&M they said, no, it's A&M's ball. I wouldn't complain. So it's just a tough break.
Yeah, very tough. Again, I feel like I've learned a lot about this team. They're not the team that I thought they were going to be, even when they were playing well. How the AP voters have not given A&M the love that I think many of us are starting to give them, right? And I think, for me at least, they have proven they are better than that. They're not just a team that was streaky.
No, I don't. I agree with that.
Right? They're a pretty darn good team that can beat anybody. A lot of things have to go right, like with many teams, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Look, like you mentioned it earlier, A&M is 7-2. Their 2 losses were to I think might have been ranked, if not, they had been previously ranked, Tennessee, in double overtime when A&M had chances to close it out. And then by 3, almost in overtime, but by 3, came down to a last-second shot against Alabama that may not be ranked now, but has been. Both of those are really good basketball teams.
Yep.
Your only 2 losses were on the road, 1-possession games. Yeah. So no moral victories, but I think that continues to illustrate just how surprisingly good this basketball team is.
And so what, 2 out of the 5 game stretch? And look, there's a lot more than those 5 games, but these are could be the season identity, right? Like, or the season defining moments of how we look at this team. By the way, I wanted to bring this up just quickly because, lawyers do what lawyers do. And did you see, where did it go? Is this it? No, I don't know where it went. It was about Ruben Dominguez. So the whole Bediako case, did you see what happened with that? That the lawyer, so Bediako's attorneys sent the NCAA a list of admissions regarding the eligibility of international professional players, including Ruben Dominguez. And in it says, admit that you have granted eligibility to Ruben Dominguez, a current student athlete at Texas A&M and former member of Movistar Estudiantes from Spain.
I don't think anybody's ever questioned that.
But it's legal right now.
Right.
And
if you're complaining about that, I get it. I get it. You have a case. But the point is, for whatever reason, under current rules that the NCAA adopted, and everybody's supposed to play under the rules, and coaches are always saying, we need rules.
Right.
Under current rules, for whatever reason, and I'd like to hear them say, well, this is why, this is the difference. A guy like Ruben can't play.
Yep.
And under current rules, forever, if you went into the NBA draft and then played professionally, you can't. And so what they're saying is, well, this guy was caught speeding.
Yes.
And I was caught speeding. Well, he was going 50 in a 30. I was going 80 in a 30. Well, we both broke the law. And they said, yeah, wait a minute. You didn't go through the same 30. He went through a place that was 30, but it was 50. You said it was 50 when he went through it.
Right.
They changed it, right? Well, they haven't changed it, but, or you're saying, well, he should get a ticket.
You can use this as a moment to debate it for next season, right? Like, hey, in the future, I want Bediako to be available to us.
Or nobody that's played professionally.
But, hey, I want it to be 30 miles per hour for us. So I'm going to go, I want it to be 50 miles per hour. And even though it says 30, I think it should change. So I'm going to make sure that I go 50. Yeah. That's what they're doing.
And saying, well, why doesn't the rule apply to him? Well, for some reason, again, the NCAA has and I'm sure, you know what? Maybe, I won't say I'm sure because the NCAA, and I don't know, they know their butt from a hole in the ground half the time, but I would be interested to somebody explain to me the difference. And somebody, I think it was Tom, said yesterday something, maybe it was you, said something like, a lot of these guys are professionals.
Yeah, at 14 years old,
right?
Yeah.
And maybe...
Just the different rules
and maybe they don't make a ton of money. I don't know. Some of them probably make a ton of money.
Some of them make a lot of money, yeah.
I don't know. But if you wanted to argue nobody who's played professional in any regard can play collegiately, I'm on board with that.
And then the response would be, but hey, college players now are professionals. Well,
then that's where you can get paid.
Technically, it should be about name, image, and likeness, but...
Well, no, but because the university can't pay them.
Now
the name, image, likeness is supposed to be on the side. Yeah. That's a whole nother...
It's just stupid.
I think once you go into the NBA draft, that it should be over. You go into the NFL draft, it should be over.
If you get drafted or no matter what?
No, I think if you go in, you just said, hey, I'm throwing it in. So, like I said yesterday, why can't A&M bring back Evan Auschenbeck for if Evan's willing? I guarantee you somebody would pay him probably what he's making in minor league ball.
Right. I don't know how those contracts work, but that is interesting. Hey, this is TexAgs Live.
Brought to you by David Gardner Jewelers.
We're in the Rollo Insurance Studio.
Jason, Jackson, Keith, Morgan, and the boys.
Yeah, and the girls.
Yeah.
They have girls there, too.
They do. I just don't know their name.
Yeah, it's the Go Hour, presented by
The Warehouse at CC Creations.
Typically, we hang out right over there. We call that
The Holistic Planning Cool Zone.
If you want to be a part of the conversation, you can call us up on the Buppies Catering and
Bartending
hotline, 979-693-1150, or you can text us on the Catalyst.
The Catalyst, I'm sorry, I was...
Pure Performance Energy text line. What's going on?
I'm no longer in... I can no longer hear my the cord.
I'm right here, though. It's fine. 979-693-1150.
I'm back.
Hey, Olin, it's been so long.
I'm back.
Let's go around the room, left and right. Behind the glass is Nick Savage. Nick, what up?
Howdy, good morning, y'all.
Hey, buddy.
I'm good. You didn't ask how I was.
No,
but
hey, buddy's the same thing.
Okay, yeah, I'm good. Anyways, I was thinking about Patrick Young and kind of what he was saying, yesterday on our show, what it was going to come down to. And if you remember, as he was breaking down the game, he said it was going to come down to who turned the ball over the most. Well, they both turned it over 6 times. So to me, and this is maybe a no-you-know-what Sherlock moment, but the big difference there is the difference in threes, right? Bama made 16, A&M made 3. There's a difference in the game for you. But I'm with y'all. That game kind of makes me feel like, okay, Bama's a tournament team. A&M went wire to wire with them. Again, no moral victories, but definitely not losing any confidence in this team from that loss.
So Calvin on the premium chat says, so many on TexAgs railing against the officials last night, as often is the case. Officials didn't cost them the game. A&M played really good team on the road with a chance to top the buzzer. Let's go. Very good basketball game between similar, highly competitive coaches and their teams. Well said, Calvin.
Yeah, I watched the game, and at no point did I think, there's always going to be a calls you disagree with. At no point did I think, okay, the officials are just botching this or they're, hosing A&M. In fact, they did call a technical foul on Nate Oates on the bench, and A&M was able to, go on a 6-0 run helped by that.
Yeah.
There was a foul discrepancy, 26 on A&M, 19 on Bama.
And we were talking about this before the game. Look, nothing says you have to call the same amount of fouls on both teams. Yeah. I had a friend who was an official, and somebody yelled at him one time and said, they've had this many fouls and you have that many. How do you explain that? And he said, you're fouling more. In the first half, A&M took 34 shots. 20 were 3-pointers. You are going to not get fouled as often if 2/3 of your shot are at the 3-point line. Most fouls occur close to the basket, do they not?
Yeah. Let's go to the Angry Elephant News and Social Center. Cooper Patterson. Hey, buddy.
How are y'all doing?
Good, man.
Y'all made fun of me last week for looking like Clark Griswold, so I went just with my most normal, basic fit I could possibly do.
I can still make fun of you.
Yeah, we'll make fun of you.
I have a couple
like
ideas
Cooper.
right now. I'm already thinking about stuff to say.
Calvin had 2 bangers in the TexAgs Premium chat today. He's a regular in there. He's one of our troopers in the TexAgs Premium chat. He said, entertaining game last night, well played by both teams. Difficult road challenge against a mirror image of A&M. Fast break points hurt as Bama did offensive rebound edge. Ags are way ahead of schedule. He put a bunch of A's in there, so I had to let y'all know.
Yeah, that to me, the offensive rebound, it was 13-5 now. Alabama just didn't dominate A&M in terms of second chance points, but those fast break points, a lot of times those, the rebounding advantage that, and not just offensive rebounds, but what Alabama would do is, they're getting the ball and running, but they're running not for dunks and layups.
Right.
They're running and setting up 3-pointers and nailing them.
Yep.
They hit 16 of 48. I wish it would have been 15 of 48.
You and me both. Let's get one more, Coop.
We have... Sorry, I was looking at some stats for y'all, but I found something. We got Texas A&M golfer Aaron Pounds was named the SEC Golfer of the Week after finishing tied for first place in the C-Best Invitational. And the team also finished in third place. He shot a 7-under, and this performance boosted him to the number 20 player in the nation.
All right, let's go, AP.
Nice.
All right, let's hit a break. OB, we're going to go to the 1775.
Yeah.
Okay. We've for a long time focused on the queso mac and cheese, the succulent brisket, the jalapeno cheese sausage. You know, your regulars, my regulars, right? But recently there's been a change in the force. Right?
Tell me, what's this
Well,
change?
you went with Irma, and you had yourself the brisket sandwich, and like the way you describe it, it's like...
It's a mountain of briskety goodness.
It's delicious.
It was delicious.
I didn't have yours, but I've had my own.
It was the best brisket sandwich I ever had. No kidding.
No cap, as they say.
No kidding. Whatever they say, I'm just going to tell you, that was a damn good brisket sandwich.
I have a challenge for you.
Challenge. Let's go.
Every time we go, moving forward, this is going to be a hard challenge, all right? We have to order something new.
Something different?
Because, like, for how long did we ignore the brisket sandwich?
Well, it was the first time I ordered it. And I didn't even order it. Irma ordered it.
Exactly. See, so I think the more we experiment, the more we're going to have stories like that.
Yeah. I had to eat half of it because
it was too much.
She eats like a bird. Of course, that bird's a condor, especially when you're at 1775. By the way, I got since you brought up 1775, I got a text message earlier today from Rod Reed.
Okay.
Marcel's dad.
Is he coming?
He's going to be coming into town in the next couple of weeks. He says, hey, you think we can go 1775? You're dang right, man.
You're dang right, buddy. It is 1775txbbq.com. That's the website. You can call them up 979-492-6241. It's 1775.
And it's good.
And we are back here on TexAgs Live. We are presented by David Gardner's Jewelers, Rollo Insurance Studio. Quick shout out. Met a young man yesterday. Went to go eat at a restaurant here in town for lunch with Billy. And we met a guy named Carson. He was our waiter. His dad is K-Mick on the YouTube page. It was great. We had a nice conversation with him, took a picture. Couldn't have been nicer. Great service. It was nice. And shout out to K-Mick. He's a loyal listener. Appreciate him.
We appreciate those loyal listeners.
Hey, I'm going to give away pizza or a pepperoni roll.
Okay.
All right.
From Double Dave?
Yeah. As a reminder, the final segment of the program is brought to you by Double Dave's. That's at 10:50. Right now, caller number 12, 979-693-1150. We'll hook you up with your choice of a dozen pepperoni rolls or a large one-topping pizza from Double Dave's. They've been serving Aggieland since 1984 with your favorite pizza and, of course, those world-famous pepperoni rolls. Reliable in-house delivery, bringing piping hot goodness straight to your door. Just click on doubledaves.com and your favorites are on their way. I want to go back to the Angry Elephant News and Social Center and have Cooper tell us about a big trade in the NBA yesterday that involved an Aggie great and a NBA champion. And the Mavs.
I can't wait.
You know about this already, right?
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't? Okay. Do you not know it? Do you have it?
Yeah, I know about it.
Okay.
I'm pulling up every name on here.
I have it on. I think it's on the rundown.
Is it? We got Anthony Davis was traded to the Wizards. He'll be paired with Trae Young, who's been there now. He's traded from the Hawks a couple weeks ago. But Anthony Davis was traded to the Wizards, and the biggest name he's not a great player anymore, but he's an Aggie legend and was great in the NBA for a number of years, is Chris Middleton. Okay. Will now be on the Mavs. But there's also some picks in there, I think 2 first-round picks and a few other names of some young guys who
Actually, I think I like that deal.
I like that deal.
Not just because Chris Middleton either.
Get rid of Anthony Davis.
Get rid of Anthony Davis, picking up some picks.
Yeah.
Because you're building for the future because your best player is 19.
Well, and your best player is in Los Angeles.
Well, your best player on the current team. Right. Yeah, that I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I'm good with it. I have to ask my son. He's a huge Mavericks fan. Next time we talk, I'm going to have to ask him what he thinks.
Well, Cooper Flag has played amazing
He's been
recently.
very
he had like a 49-point game recently.
Yeah, I think he had 39 in a loss, and he had like 49 in a loss as well. So he's putting up great numbers, and they're not winning games, which is honestly what Mavs fans should want, is get the best draft pick you can get.
If you're not going to be able to contend for a championship, you might as well tank.
Yeah, but I think, aren't they like not that far out of the playoff chase?
They're not, and that's why I think fans are so happy about this trade, is that any semblance of hope of winning games is kind of out
but
the window.
Anthony Davis is never there.
That's right. So why would you have, Nico? Why would you ever trade like one of the 2 or 3 best players in the NBA for a guy who's constantly hurt?
Yeah. And I keep hearing, and maybe I'm wrong, but maybe it's because my algorithm wants me to feel this way, that Luka's not happy in Los Angeles. I keep seeing little like fake reports about that.
Somebody who follows basketball, was it Luke? Somebody told me that that Luka Doncic and
LeBron aren't tight.
Yeah,
they sometimes high five, but there's been a couple of ignoring situations. Your favorite player, James Harden, on the move again.
How is that guy still around?
He's still averaging like 30 points a game.
26 and 8.
Yeah.
How much does he
I forgot. You're the big Harden fan.
I'm the huge Harden fan.
Are you excited about him going to Cleveland?
Where does he play now? Cleveland.
He was just with the Clippers. He wanted a contract extension, and they didn't give it to him, so he requested a trade.
Is his goal to make, before he retires, to make sure he plays for every team in the NBA?
Well, he's really still trying to get that one ring that he should have gotten in 2018 that was stolen from him.
Oh, stop with that. I covered that team. Stolen. He would have. What has he done in Game 7s in his career?
Well, when you're getting fouled so much and they're not calling it, who knows?
Stolen was the Mavs 2006 NBA Finals.
That was stolen.
That was stolen. I mean, Dwayne Wade was amazing, but it was phantom call after phantom call.
And I can remember, well, I'm not going to get into it.
And by the way, I'm a Rockets fan, but James Harden, he is I hate to use the word cancer. What's another word?
Tumor?
He has never been a good teammate. He is an elite scorer, one of the greatest scorers I've ever seen play, who somehow poisons teams.
What's interesting is his teammates never say that about him. His teammates always love him.
Who?
Kevin Durant, to this day, is defending him on Twitter, and they played together so many years ago.
He had 19-year-old Kevin. He had 19-year-old James.
Where people blame him for
and they got rid of him in 8 months, whatever it was, a year.
Let me tell you something. young Cooper as a guy who's covered sports for 40 plus years. What guys say publicly and what they say privately are often quite different.
Have you heard Chris Paul defend him?
No.
Have you heard Dwight Howard defend him?
No.
Have you heard Russell Westbrook defend him the second time they played together?
I don't remember the second time.
No. You don't remember a second time?
I don't remember him defending him, but I know he really wanted to go back and play with him.
And then he realized, wow, that's James at 19 was way cooler than James with his long beard and who thinks he's the greatest player ever.
And was playing like it.
Except for defense.
Yeah.
I'll take Luka's defense over James.
Whoa.
I know.
Whoa.
Just because for this argument. Anyway.
I kind of think Luka would place to win and not to get stats.
Yeah. Who would you rather have at their prime?
It's not even close, James Harden. I don't think it's even close.
Do you think NBA GMs, if you got
kids,
I know, right? If you got all of them in a room together and said at their prime, who would you rather have?
James Harden. I'm not even kidding. I think 30 out of 30 would say James Harden.
I don't.
I
don't. And by the way,
all of a sudden, Nico Harrison doesn't sound so crazy.
I know, right?
No way.
Who led their team?
From Nico Cooper.
Led their team, was the reason their team was in the NBA Finals.
Not James Harden, unfortunately.
Brad's Running Company, they're running away from James Harden. They'll sell them shoes, though. They're locally owned and operated specialty running store with an outstanding selection of running shoe and gears. They have all the best brands you can imagine, Brooks and On and Hoka. If you're a runner or walker or interested in fitness at all, the right shoe makes all the difference at the world. And at the Brad's Running Company, they're passionate about finding you that right shoe for you. By the way, they've got a side company, masonhay.com, where you can get Aggie pajamas with Aggie logos all over. It is the official pajama for A&M. Local retailer for jewelry at Brad's Running Company, Turtle Box speakers, Stanley Cups, Duck Camp apparel. Brad's Running Company, located at Century Square below the Star Center Grill in College Station, or check out masonhay.com. Let's bring that on air. TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers Rollo Insurance Studio. Time for our weekly conversation with Stephen McGee, our QB1 and your financial quarterback at Paragon Financial Advisors, helping you call the right place for your financial future. What's up, buddy?
Hey, good morning.
So, who should be the MVP in the NFL?
Matt Stafford. Unequivocally.
Okay, if you say so.
I love Matt. Do you not like Matt Stafford?
I love Matt Stafford.
I love one of the best pure passers of all time in the NFL, in my opinion. I think he's just from a mechanics perspective, the way the ball jumps out of his hand, he's right up there with Aaron Rodgers as far as just sound throwing and from the ability to throw it from all arm angles, make all the throws. Honestly, I wish he would have been at a better franchise than Detroit for the first, however, decade of his career. I think he would.
Calvin Johnson to throw too.
He did, and they threw all over us in Dallas one year. He Megatroned us. It was unreal, but I don't. Maybe I'm biased. So Stafford was actually in my draft class. I don't know, crazy to think, but I love watching him play football.
Yeah,
that's why I was disappointed that St. Louis didn't make it. I just love watching him in that McVay offense.
I saw him play twice. One in college. Once was their G-Day game, their spring game as a freshman. He got in early, right? He was an early entry. So they flew me out to Athens to watch him. First play of the game, he throws an 80-yard touchdown pass. The next time I saw him play, I covered their game against Florida in Jacksonville. They lost. If they had tight ends that could catch the ball, he was hitting guys in the chest all game long. There's some guy named Orson something. They would have upset Florida.
Yeah.
I mean, he's hitting guys in the chest, and you're like, what's the point? That might as well have been throwing to me.
That Mark Richt offense was a little boring, too.
Yeah, it's been nice to see, too, because he was a forgotten man a couple of years back, right? And to see the resurrection, again, being healthy.
Being in Detroit.
Well, but he had that really good year. Was it the year right after he got traded, right? That's when they went to the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
They won it, yeah.
Yeah. What was that, 22-ish?
The years all run together to me.
Yeah.
What do you think about Trinidad Chambliss? Did you see that? He was denied the extra year. I guess it's going to go now to another level.
Yeah, he sued or whatever.
I just can't figure out what the rules are.
Nobody knows.
Because I see some guys get are allowed to play and
others don't.
And others
Joe
don't.
Aguilar might get his on Friday apparently.
You could probably apply and there's 50-50 chance you would be granted eligibility.
Well, I've never played. I never went to college, so I should have all my eligibility.
But maybe they would count your Tiger days against you.
Those
maybe
were some
not.
good days. Let me tell you.
Those were some good days. Quite frankly, they should probably count.
Well, if they do that, then they need to make sure we got to check on the eligibility of Cliff Reed and Jeff Jatan, my two receivers.
Yeah, you don't come back unless they come. What's the Hoosiers line?
I've got a report.
Coach goes, I go. Coach stays, I stay.
Those stats reset after 60, 70 years?
They never reset.
No, they never
the legend lives on. By the way, if someone out there has Tiger, Olin Buchanan, B-team slinging it, I would.
That's what I was known as. I was known as slinging Olin Buchanan.
Of course you were. Of course you were. Still are.
Hey, what do you think about all this, though? Like the fact that we don't know if you can play or not. If you played in the Arena League, you might be able to come back to college and play. Maybe you played in the CFL. Hey, you played in the CFL. Yeah. Maybe you can come back. What do you think about what's happening right now?
It's chaos, and I could have the idea that I could have a professional career, not make it, and then go back to college and have a semi-professional career, and I potentially make even more money. I don't know. It's all cattywampus. I don't like it. I think you make your decision. I've spoken at length about transfer portal and everything else, but where I was completely wrong is the parity of college football. I mean, Indiana won the national championship, and they did it via the transfer portal. What was they had the highest of all the teams that made the college football playoff. They were number 1 or 2 as far as building their roster in portal versus recruiting. I think it was 70% of their roster was built in the portal, whereas Georgia was the complete opposite.
I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because when you take the guys out of high school, right? Now, I'm not saying you're banned in high school, but when you take the guys out of high school, you're saying, okay, I'm judging on what they did against high school players. At least if you're getting other guys who are saying these are against college players, and I want to just say that I think you should be able to. I don't know why he's laughing. I think you should be able to go come back if you play the Canadian Football League. I just don't want them to be able to play professionally.
I agree. I mean, like Canadian, it's like okay, well, I'm not good enough to play Division I. I go to Canadian League, and then I get promoted to the D1 leagues. There's that.
Okay, I don't mean this disrespectfully. I'm actually asking a question. If the 5 best teams from the Canadian Football League took on the 5 best teams from the USFL, who wins more of those matchups?
The Canadian teams, because they play with 12.
Okay, that would help.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
If you sorry, you got to go 11. Like the talent, just like
I would say, it's probably
even.
I mean, I think you're going after the same talent pool.
I got a question.
NFL washouts.
If they had to play football the way it's supposed to be played, not some Canuck version, and if you took the champion of the Canadian Football League and put them against the Grey Cup winner, and put them against the
SEC.
college football national champion,
Indiana,
whoever in a given year,
well,
the Hamilton Ticats of the Angelo Mosca era.
Wow.
Against a Bear Bryant, Alabama team for the day.
And 11
with black players. I'm not going back to back when, well, why is that? People are smiling like I said something wrong.
I didn't. I'm thinking about something else you said, but 11-on-11 football, I'll take the modern day Georgia, Alabama. I'll take Indiana with Mendoza versus the Hamilton Tiger Cat Grey Cup team.
Or
in 11-on-11 football, obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
How weird was it? Maybe we've talked about this. I don't remember. Like getting used to 12 people on the field. Like, what do they call it? 12 personnel?
12 personnel.
What do they call it?
Pretty good.
Yeah, it is good. Good take there, Nuño.
I like that.
You're pivoting hard right now. I love it. Your focus.
I'm trying to find a way.
Your determination. I love it. It was like going from English to Spanish or maybe even Chinese, because like they would say, okay, it's quarters coverage. Yeah, but there's a single high safety in the middle of the field in quarters coverage. That's not how it works in American football, right? So
and in football.
In football, yes. Yeah. And so your rules, and you have to unlearn what you've spent a lifetime learning.
Right.
And that became second nature for you. And then they break you down in so many different ways, right? You can overload pressure and still be playing cover 2 behind it, essentially. And you're like, good gosh, they blitz you like watermelon seeds.
I wonder why they even adopt those rules. Did they just say, hey, if we're Canadian, we got to just be different from the U.S. just to be different?
Yeah, there's this socialistic way of doing things. They want the freedom of having an extra guy, having one less down, having a yard of space between the line of scrimmage. It's a lot more special teams oriented. You can punt the ball into the end zone and score a point.
Do you ever get down to the 1 yard line and need 1 yard to win the game and say they got to be 1 yard off the line of scrimmage, just run a sneak?
Oh, 100%. They sneak it like it's tush push city up there. You can sneak for days.
Do you see that Goodell's willing to help out college athletics or college football if they want his help?
What a generous man. Yeah. I wish Goodell would be forced to donate his $50 million salary that he doesn't earn.
I don't like him.
You don't? I can't think of somebody that's like, man, I'm a huge Goodell fan.
Bad Bunny.
Your boy.
I'm not happy with him.
I bet you're not. You know what? Every time I see a headline about Bad Bunny,
about me?
I think about Nuño.
Yeah.
Rotten Rabbit.
Hey.
Right.
He did. Not that anybody cares about the Grammys. He did win the album of the year, but I just want him to shut up. Shut up and dribble.
I can't even. Can you sing a single one of his songs?
Oh, no.
Give it to us before break. Give me.
I wouldn't know any of the songs. I would just, look at me. I'm in a dress.
He wore a tuxedo the other day. He looked good. He did.
With lingerie under it.
What'd you say?
With lingerie under it.
Oh, yeah. Currently, I am. What? Oh, Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
When insurance matters most, who's going to answer your call? That's the Rollo Insurance Group. You get a personal agent and a direct number, not a call center, not an automated system. They are the official insurance provider of TexAgs Radio, and the difference is real. There's 60 offices in the great state of Texas. As we've said many, many times, we got many great clients there who have gone there from TexAgs. And my guys, Morgan, you've got Keith there, you got Jason, you got Jackson, you have the entire team. If you need advice or have a claim, you'll speak directly with someone who knows your situation by your name and by your face. That's the Rollo difference. Visit rolloinsurance.com/TexAgs. That is rolloinsurance.com/TexAgs. 888-44-ROLLO. That's 888-44-ROLLO. Hey guys, David Nuño here to talk about our new partners with EventPipe. They are a leader in hotel booking technology, and now they're giving you a chance to support Aggie student athletes every time that you travel. Thanks to their partnership with United and EventPipe, whether you're heading into a game, a business trip, or family vacation, every room that you book comes with cash back in the pockets of Aggie athletes. That's a wonderful deal. And with EventPipe, you'll get discounted hotel rates up to 20% lower than the major travel sites, while enjoying a fast, easy booking process. They've even created Presto, EventPipe's quick launch booking solution. It lets organizations build branded hotel sites powered by live hotel inventory, making it simple to book the perfect stay. So next time you want to book a trip, do it the smart way with EventPipe and support Texas Aggies NIL through United. Visit their website, tau.eventpipe.com. Hey everybody, it's TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers, Rollo Insurance Studio. Time for buy, sell, hold, and one more, brought to you by Aggie-owned Paragon Financial Advisors. If you want financial guidance that truly puts you first, visit paragon-adv.com. All right, we're going to fix college athletics right now. All right, this is the panel that's going to get it done. I'm going to give you some options, which one you want to buy, sell, hold, okay? The one that I'm not going to tell you where I feel about them. The Open Pro model, okay, where it's basically student athlete now includes all professionals.
Yes.
Okay? That's the Open, that one, the Open Pro model. The Universal 5-year clock, okay? So when you start, you got 5 years to play. And when that's done, okay? So you can't come back 6 years later. The other one, multi-year employment contracts for athletes with their teams. And high school protection, having a minimum, a roster minimums of high school players on your roster.
Okay, I'm going to struggle to remember all of these options, but I can tell you my number one buy,
probably the same as me.
Contracts for college players. I think it's the biggest injustice in modern day football where these teams, these colleges, or the NIL syndicate is obligated to honor a 3-year deal for a kid coming out of high school. Say it's $1 million a year. And they're on the hook for those 3 years for those monies, right? Assuming they're on the roster. But if they have a great year and all of a sudden everybody wants them, guess what? They can freely transfer. It is a one-way contract. So now they can go solicit offers from, say, Georgia for $2 million. And if you want me to stay, I want $2.2 million, right? That's just not how contracts work. That's not how the NFL works. It's not how the NBA works. It's not how anything works.
Right. In the NFL, they don't hold out?
Not successfully often. The great ones do from time to time. But I think the point is that there should be a multi-year agreement. I think that the college system should mirror the CFL. I think the pay should be similar to the CFL. I think that
12 players?
Yes. And Canadians. I think we should inject a bunch of Canadians in our football game. Would you not like that?
I like if they can play. I don't care where you're from. If you can help my team win.
Here's the idea of the CFL, though. They give you 2 options when you're coming from American football. A 2-year contract or a 3-year contract. The 3-year contract comes with a higher base pay than the 2-year contract, but the 2-year contract allows you to more quickly renegotiate if you have success.
Yeah, like a year earlier.
Okay, so you bet on yourself. All the more that to me should look a lot and feel a lot like college football. They should be incentivized to want to go to the NFL.
Yep.
Their pay should not be greater in college football than what it is in the NFL, in my opinion.
I'm buying the Universal 5. You got 5 years.
Okay.
I like that too.
So once you start, your clock begins. Yeah. No matter if you're 25 or.
But I would leave some wiggle room if you had a huge injury.
So medical red shirt allowed too.
Maybe a medical red shirt. I'm not completely rigid, but 90% of the time we're working on 5 years. And you can play 5 seasons.
And the only exception to the rules now is that you have a couple of guys left that have a COVID year.
Yeah.
But everybody else is bound to the 5-year deal. I mean, so it really does look a lot like that today, unless you're make an argument against the medical red shirt to the guy at Miami that had 9 years.
But I think he's saying from the day you start to the day you end, 5 years.
And I would give you a medical but there's got to be, would there be actual rules and parameters set up to how you get it? You know?
But basically what we're saying is if you are a G League player or a CFL player, you can't come back 2 or 3 years later once your clock is started.
I like that.
Yeah. And the one I think we're all selling is the open pro model. I don't like the idea of once you go pro coming back.
And I don't like really telling anybody how they have to have a certain amount of high school. You should be able to construct your team any way you want.
I agree. Yeah.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Have a day.
Yeah, have a great one. All right, we're going to hit a break. When we come back, Logan Lee will talk about the game from last night against Alabama. We'll get into that and much, much more. You're listening to the TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers. And we're back. It is TexAgs Live. We are presented by David Gardner's Jewelers Rollo Insurance Studio. Hour number 2 of the show. Logan Lee in here after a spirited conversation during the break. We covered many, many topics here with McGee and OB. Hey, Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm okay. What did you think of it last night?
Oh, thought you were about to ask me. What did you think of the last segment?
Well, the last segment was good. The last break might have broken some FCC violations.
Last night was awesome. To be honest, I thought that they played really well.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we saw Jamie Vincent come out of his shell a little. They fought through some adversity. Alabama made some runs. A&M made some runs. They fought the entire way. They had a chance to win it on the road against a good Alabama team that plays a very similar style.
Mm-hmm.
But these are the tests that we wanted to see. We wanted to see where they're at, and they're right there. The ball bounces a different way on one possession, and they're in it. They win it. So I'm excited about it. All positive moving forward. There were some negatives in the game, but all positive moving forward.
The way I kind of positioned it in the first hour was that, look, I don't want to do a moral victory thing, so it's not a moral victory, but this team's ceiling is higher than I thought, and their floor is higher than I thought. And I'm basing that on what they've done in SEC play, the wins and the losses. I see a team that whatever I thought about them a month ago, they're better than that.
And to add to it, I think you're seeing the perception of A&M within the media of what this team can do. The entire game against Alabama last night, the announcers were talking about A&M's style of play.
Yep.
Not Alabama's style of play, not what Alabama is doing. Hey, right there, that possession, that's exactly what Bucky wants them to do. That's A&M style. Look at the aggressiveness. Look at the intensity of Texas A&M. It was about A&M the entire time. And when's the last time we've heard any commentators
when it comes to A&M basketball?
When it comes to A&M basketball, talk about the A&M basketball team the entire game.
No, they talked about books. They talked about, good families. But no, this was about A&M asserting their will, not what Alabama does. And Alabama outlasted, right? They hit 16 threes to A&M's 13. They finished the game. A&M did not.
Look, every time that A&M made a run, Alabama came back and hit a big three. And that's, the style of play was conducive for both teams. Like that's how Alabama wants to play. They want to play fast. They have very skilled players. I think what I saw last night was A&M may not have as talented players from top to bottom that Alabama does. But man, A&M has heart, and they had the physicality. A&M was the aggressor. They were the bully last night. And even though Alabama was bigger and longer at almost every position, A&M was taking it to them. A&M hits, they go on a 6-0 run, and let's say they go up 4. Well, then Alabama comes back within, and every time each team took a shot, I tried to look at the shot clock. And sometimes it was too quick. But the majority of the time when Alabama got it down the court and into the corner for corner 3, they were shooting at 25 seconds. That's fast.
That is fast.
That's super fast. But that's also how A&M wants to play too.
197 points combined, 28 lead changes. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's 80s old school basketball.
But was it fun?
It was.
It was fun.
It was fun. Like, the only part that wasn't fun was the finish, right? Because I wanted to win.
See, but the only part that wasn't fun was when it was 0.00 on the clock. When it was 0.1,
it was still fun.
And the ball is still in the air, and you're thinking, this could go in.
Yeah.
Like, they have a chance. It's just that close.
So how do you feel? So OB asked about this at the half, where they kind of try to, at the end of the first half, where they try to score quickly as opposed to, do you think they're always going to go aggression? Like they're always just going to, or is there a time for them to, let's take the air out a little bit?
I think in the first half, it's all gas.
Mm-hmm.
You're
even
not,
with 5 seconds left in the half.
Yeah, because that's how they play and that's how they score.
Yeah.
Why are you going to change it? And you have the majority of the time you have the defense on its heels. Just keep going. Just keep going. Now, obviously, there are certain times where you're going to say, "Whoa,"
right?
But I think we have seen this team enough to know if they're slowing it down, they're not as good. They have to push the ball. They want to push the ball. I think they've gotten better towards the end of games where if they do need a couple of possessions, hey, let's slow the ball down. Let's see what we can do. The emergence and the superiority of Aggie has given Bucky an opportunity to say, let's play in the half court. Let's see, let's get the ball into him in the post. Let's do a pick and roll, whatever it is with Aggie. That has given them another dimension. But man, first half, go. Just go.
So again, back to the 197 points. To only have 12 turnovers, 6 for each team, right? Like that many possessions, both teams protected the ball very well.
I mean, it's hard to turn the ball over in 5 seconds.
This is a good point.
Like
it can happen.
It can happen, and it did happen.
Yeah.
But you've got to look at the style at which they play. You get a rebound, and if it's a big, there's one outlet pass. That guard is pushing it down the court. He takes maybe 2 dribbles before he's either shooting or passing. But let's say he makes a pass. So that's 2 passes in the first 4 seconds.
Right.
Defense isn't even set yet. And then you may have one more pass before a shot. Now, I thought Alabama did a good job of transition defense and slowing A&M down a few times, and that's where they went on their runs.
Mm-hmm.
But then A&M got right back to it. They didn't. I was really impressed with A&M not losing its identity and playing their style of basketball the entire time.
They've scored 90 now. What is it? 3 straight games. Remember, there was a time where, like, yeah, this team's going to routinely be in the 90s. And you're like, yeah, well, okay, we'll see. and that's where they live right now.
You know, I don't know what graphic it was that they put on TV last night. Alabama had, I want to say, they had a player who had only scored 390-something points the entire season last year. And this year he's already scored 460-something. My brain immediately went to, well, A&M as a team only scored, round numbers, 2,000 points last season. I don't know what it was, way more than that, but 2,000 points last season. And this season, as a team, they've already scored 4. Like,
can you do that math for us real quick? Add up every point that they scored last year and add up every point that they've scored so far this year. And just to see where we're at.
That's
by
not
the way,
be real quick.
I mean, he's got 10 minutes.
Okay.
All right. He can AI it, right? You're going to get help in the back. Somebody can help do one thing for you. We're
a team here.
Yeah, we're a team. We're like Buckyball. I want it fast though. All right. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Done. Anyway, their brand of basketball though, let me ask you this. Do you think their brand of basketball, teams are going to adapt to it? Sure. But can you adapt to it if executed correctly? Remember the back in the day, and maybe it was too old for you, Stockton Malone? You all knew it was coming, but they still did the pick and roll to perfection.
Like the reason the pick and roll worked for them is because you had a superior guard and a big monster setting a screen that was stronger than anybody in the NBA.
And he cheated. He held Charles Barkley at that 3. Sorry.
He did do that.
Yeah,
but it's okay. That's older. We're going to let that go.
Charles should have gotten it back on Stockton though. Sorry.
But they were the best at what they did. I don't think, and I haven't watched every team that tries to play fast. There aren't many teams that are better than A&M at what they do. I think it's going to be interesting to see Saturday how Florida plays A&M when they come to Reed Arena. Are they going to try to slow it down? Can they slow it down? I was thinking about it. Teams try to impose their will. Hey, we want to play fast. We're going to make you play fast. Well, we want to play slow. We're going to slow it down. Can you slow A&M down?
Well,
Just because of the style. I mean, they're always pressing. So if they're pressing and trapping, you're making passes.
But don't you think they've already played that style in Alabama and destroyed Alabama in different style of the same style? But
yes, but Alabama had a really bad game.
Okay.
A really bad game, and I don't know. And I didn't watch the game, so I don't know if that was. I'm just going off of what commentators say. Hey, they had a really bad game. They missed this. Was it because of Florida? Or was it because sometimes you have a bad shooting night?
Yeah.
And we haven't seen, knock on wood, A&M, every single player have a bad shooting night. That hasn't happened. There has been somebody, Zach Clemens, 7 for 8.
Yeah.
Jakari Lane always hits big shots.
He does.
Rylan Griffin, for a 4-game stretch, was really hot. We've seen what Ruben Dominguez can do.
They got to give him some. I mean, what did Alabama do to kind of neutralize him?
Length and quickness. I think Ruben over the next course of through this 5 games, starting with Georgia, ending with Vanderbilt, they're going to find out how do we make him. I don't want to say a better player, but how do we make him adjust to the way defenses are playing against
their
the better defenses? He's on the scouting report now. There are just a lot of things that he's going to have to do individually to increase his role or to maintain his role for what Bucky needs. Right now, I just think it's the quickness and the fact that teams are locked in on him. They're locked in on him, and that's why you're seeing other players step up. Let's see what happens after 5 games. See how they adjust and how they manipulate his role.
So they're locking in on him. I think they're trying to lock in on Rashawn Agee. I think they're trying to.
You try to,
but he's just a man.
But he's everywhere on the court.
Yeah.
Do you guard him with a 4? Do you guard him with a 5? Is there a big enough 3 that can handle his strength and play on the perimeter? Because he's floating everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
He's not just block, high post screen, block, high post. I mean, he's everywhere. And so it's hard to really say, hey, when he gets to this spot, you have to do this. Well, okay, that means you're going to have to, where he gets to the short corner, when he gets to the block, you got to know when he's at the elbow, you got to know when he's at the high post, you got to know when he's on the second screen of a down screen. Like, you have to, they utilize him so much that you have, it's impossible for a guy who has 3 days of scout max to know everything about him.
How about the emergence of Marcus Hill?
Man, he played great last night, just attacking the rim. I thought his tenacity on the backboard, getting rebounds. I thought he pulled down 3 that I can remember, big rebounds that started the break, and he didn't stop. He got baited into that foul call in the backcourt, and Alabama sold it. But I'm okay with that because that fire, that intensity is what gets him going. If he can get going downhill and attack the basket, that's what he needs to do every single time. Every time he touches the ball, go to the rim.
Yeah. What about the way Jamie Vincent played?
Man, I was so excited. I was so happy. So I don't know if we've told this story, but when he was on his quote-unquote recruiting visit from Texas, Katie and I ran into him at a restaurant in town. And we talked to the coaches. We were all there and everything. They introduced us to him. And him and his parents were the nicest human beings ever. And I walked away. We went to dinner. They were leaving. We were coming. And I walked away and we sat down at the table and I said, I hope that he has a little anger in him because he was so nice.
Was he?
And this entire season, I think he hasn't had that aggressiveness. We haven't seen. He got his first 2 dunks, and my eyes kind of popped. Maybe this is it.
Right.
And then he hits a 3, and then he catches a pick and roll, a lob later in the second half. Maybe might have been the first half. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Catches a lob and then comes back down and gets a block. I'm thinking, this might be the game.
Right.
This might be the game that changes it. And if it does, this team changes because that's what they need. They need a guy with his size, with his length, that can change shots, block shots, grab rebounds, and finish above the rim.
Do you like your 5 taking threes? If they're Dirk?
I mean, yeah, if they're Dirk.
If they put them at the 5?
I don't.
I understand
in
the why.
this game, in this style of play, yes. Because everybody has to be a threat. And him making a 3, even if it's not on the scouting report, the defense, who's ever guarding him, is like, now I got to go guard that. Like, I don't want to guard on the perimeter. You probably have a 6'11" guy. It's like, they don't want to guard out there. But in this style of play, even before the season, talking with the coaches, they're like, he hasn't made one.
But he can.
But he'll make one this year,
yeah.
And he'll keep shooting it. And I was like, really? Why? That's just how they play.
I felt the same way about Rashawn Agee, and I heard Bucky say like, he can hit threes. And now he's been hitting some. I'm like, I guess everybody who goes there can.
It's crazy what confidence does.
Yeah.
And I think that's where that's why this team has been successful, is because confidence starts at the top, and Bucky believes in his system. He believes in what he's doing here. He believes in this team, and they believe it too.
Yeah.
There was a guy on a conference call that we had a couple days ago, and he talked about alignment within the company. If everybody is aligned, your company can thrive. It's just like Indiana.
Yeah.
Signetti said, hey, we've got to get everybody on board. And everybody was on board, and you see what happens. Everybody is on board at Texas A&M within the basketball program. And you see what's happening. I'm not worried about Florida on Saturday. I'm excited for Florida to come. I want to see what this team can do. Because I think win or lose, they're going to learn something out of it, and they're going to get better. They've got a chance to win, though.
So are you with me on this? So like, I know there's a lot of basketball left, but they have graduated, to use a lack of a better term, to they're a bracket team. They're not a bubble team. Or are they still a bubble team in your eyes?
The way they're playing right now, they're a bracket team.
Yeah.
I want to see Florida. I want to see on the road at Missouri.
Yeah.
I want to see on the road at Vanderbilt. They've got one more. Who is it?
Is Missouri on the road? I think Missouri's here.
Missouri here?
Yeah. So they got Florida here, Missouri here, at Vandy, and number 21 later on in February.
Yeah.
Arkansas.
I want to see those games. And I think that's just me, because I want to see the growth of the program. I think they've done fantastic. At Oklahoma will be tough. I actually think Oklahoma's not a bad team. They've just
unfortunate.
They've just had some bad mistakes and some unfortunate games. But like, just looking at that schedule right there, I'm excited about everybody that they're playing. I don't think that there's a team that they can't beat. I also don't think that there's a game that they can't lose. I mean, they could lose against anybody on that schedule.
Yeah, to me, it's a math equation right now, or a math problem. Can they get 4 more wins? They're a bracket team.
I think they can.
Yeah, I mean, they got some home games.
I know.
Against teams that I think now that doesn't mean they're going to win the games, but teams that I think they're going to be favored against.
Just look at that. Texas A&M, number 1.
Still.
Who would have guessed this year, 9 games into halfway through conference, A&M is going to be sitting at 7-2 in the number 1 seed.
Right. I think we got our math problem done.
Do we?
Gave Cooper at the
Oh boy, that was fast.
So did you get both numbers?
Yeah, I got both numbers. So I have both the total points last year, and then also the total points they had up to this point in the year last year, and this year's total points.
So, you did a lot of math.
Total last year, with 12 more games than we've played right now, was 2,537 points.
2,537.
And then through this point last year, they had 1,658 points.
Okay.
This year, we scored 2,024 points through today, and have 12 more games to get 500 points. if we were to go the same distance in the tournament.
Right. So then the total number from last year was how many again?
2,537.
And right now it's 2,100 something?
2,024.
Okay, so they're going to pass it like in a week.
A week.
5 more games, if we go by our average, we'll pass it easily in that 5th game.
That's pretty soon.
So 1,600 and some change at this point last year versus 2024. I mean, it's a big difference.
It's a huge difference.
That's a big difference.
And it's not like last year's team was scoring 12 points a game. Like
They had some out-of-conference games. They were getting in the hundreds and up in maybe not in the hundreds, but like lower 90s consistently. But we had games in like the mid.
What did
like
they average last year? 72, something like that points a game.
I'm not sure. It was conference play.
See, now you're deep diving. Why are you throwing him off now? My man just did a great job finding all these stats, and you're just throwing it at him, making him say, "I don't know."
Is it possible AI helped him? Is it possible?
No AI was used. I just used.
I saw you using a calculator. Right now.
And he didn't even use a calculator. It's just all up here.
All right, let's hit a break. Thank you very much, buddy. Appreciate you coming in.
Absolutely.
Thank you. All right, we'll hit a break. Right now, we're talking about heritage films when it comes to preserving your farm or your ranch's legacy. It's not about capturing pretty pictures. It's not about just putting it on Facebook and whatnot. It's about capturing the essence of your land, passing it on to the future generations that are going to inherit it. Chance McClain is amazing at telling stories, people's stories. So if we're talking about your family ranch, your family business, or just somebody important in your family, or even maybe telling your story, you should do it with a team that gets it done. These 2-hour documentaries are incredible. And I know that that's something that your kids are going to cherish later on in life, and their kids after that. The website is yourheritagefilm.com. Yourheritagefilm.com. The phone number is 713-893-8341, 713-893-8341. It ain't me. It ain't you. It was Logan Lee. He was great. It's TexAgs Live. We're presented by David Gardner's Jewelers. We are in the Rollo Insurance Studio. Pat Henry showed up to TexAgs a little bit ago, and we're in the middle of the Logan interview, so he wants Brian Broadcasting to give him a shout, and we'll get him on for a couple minutes before we go to AT to catch up with what's going on. But anyway, can we get a text message, not the one that was, so inflammatory towards you, Cooper?
Yeah, we don't need to address that one. We got a text from Landon earlier when we were talking about kind of Ruben Dominguez and Charles Bediako, and then we talked about it with Canadian football a little bit. But Landon said international professionals aren't, here, I'll restart that. International professionals aren't anywhere close to American professionals in basketball. Let's be honest. Many of the top 25 teams would beat the majority of professional teams from overseas. And I just want to hear
Say the last part again.
Many of the top 25 teams, talking about college, would beat the majority of professional teams from overseas.
I don't think so.
I also don't agree.
I mean, European, like the Spanish league in basketball is fantastic.
How many former NBA pros who are solid contributors to teams who are just kind of old and don't have a role go play over there?
Yeah, they do that. They do that, but they got great players over there too. Hey, let's go to the Buppy's Catering and Bartending Hotline. Our good friend Pat Henry joining us here on TexAgs Live, thanks to the Brazos Running Company. Hey, Coach Henry, what's up?
David, I apologize to you. I've been going about 1,000 miles an hour with a whole bunch of stuff. To tell you how busy it may be another issue too, but I forgot about today is not Wednesday. Today is Thursday.
Oh, good, Coach Henry. No problems at all. I know you're busy. You had a nice weekend though, didn't you?
Yeah, we really did. We were in Kentucky and kids ran really well. We were in Boston and those kids ran well. So I hate splitting up a group, but that's what we had to do this weekend. So we got done what we needed to get done, and I'm really happy with what we did.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Talk to us a little bit about Peter Narumbe having a really fantastic freshman season.
Yeah, a new freshman for us, and he's they just announced he's the freshman of the week in the United States. To run 146 indoors for a freshman at 800 meters and look as good as he did doing it, and it's a really impressive run. He looks really good. The kid's going to run really fast.
Deborah Sharono, I believe, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, broke her own school record, correct?
Pardon me?
Deborah, did she break her own school record this past week?
David, you're going a little bit in and out. I didn't hear the name you said. I'm sorry.
All good. Do you hear me now, Coach?
I get you, but I'm not hearing everything you say.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll just try. Let me try this. Can you just let us know about the Charlie Thomas Invitational this weekend at home? I know you're really excited about it.
Yeah, it's of course Charlie Thomas is one of our former coaches here, and so this meet's named after Charlie. Actually, we have a multi-event starting at 11 tomorrow on Friday, and we will run some 200s and 400s and some and a 5,000 on Friday evening starting at 5 o'clock. That makes our meet a little more efficient on Saturday, where we start our running events on Saturday at 1 in the afternoon. We're actually 2 in the afternoon, and it goes to about 5:50. And we've got Arizona State is here, Central Florida is here, Houston is here, Rice is here. We've got we've got another 6 or 8 Texas schools that are here. So the kind of meet we need. So we're ready to run a track meet here on Super Bowl weekend.
Yes, sir. And of course, I know you have a lot of volunteers that come and help out. It's a big community event. Just how important is that for you, A, to get people to come out and support, but also to come out and help?
Well, it's a regular. I mean, we have good crowds, David. We have a lot of people come to our track meet, so it's a fun venue. The venue is so nice indoors. People that haven't been in it, of course it's brand new, and it's a really great venue to watch track and field, and so we have good attendance. We have a lot of people that come on a regular basis. And our officials are very consistent people. Those people, we've got about 90 that are here every time we open the door, but we probably have 150 officials that are involved with our program, that are volunteer people that come all this time that know track and field. There's always a place for somebody who wants to volunteer to get involved in our sport. And all they need to do is call our office, and we'll get them started, get involved. People have a great time. Our officials is really a social group. They do a great job after and before the meet.
Coach Henry, next week we'll have our regular hit. I look forward to catching up with you, and I'll give you a call this afternoon.
All right, David. I look forward to it. This afternoon, I hope, be a good call.
Yep.
Thanks, David.
You got it, sir. Thank you very much. That is Pat Henry here on TexAgs Live on the Buppy's Catering and Bartending Hotline. Appreciate him calling me and saying, "Hey, I'm sorry about yesterday. Let's do something now." So we'll hit a break here. We'll come back with AT. Right now, a moment for Caldwell Country Chevrolet, Highway 21 in Caldwell, online, CaldwellCountryChevrolet.com. If you're looking for a selection that won't break the bank, that's the place to go. It's the place to find all your great selection of vehicles. And of course, you know this about the great trade-in value when you go to Caldwell Country Chevrolet. Really, the entire experience is fantastic. And look, I know buying a car is very difficult. It's difficult because you got to look at the finances, you got to look at the different places. And I think you should shop around. But when you start shopping around, start your search online at CaldwellCountryChevrolet.com. You'll see the great pricing. I'm already telling you about the great trade-in value, and then the excellent customer service that is second to none. It's about a 15-minute drive, the edge of Bryan, to the beginnings of Caldwell. A short conversation away, but you'll see the difference when you step on the lot and do business with the great people at Caldwell Country Chevrolet. Highway 21 in Caldwell, online, CaldwellCountryChevrolet.com. All right, we're talking about Burlebo, the heart of Texas, more than an outdoor lifestyle brand. It's products created with you in mind. Currently, I'm wearing the Performance Polo, the Texas Maroon and Gray. If you look into it, you've got the state of Texas in gray, and you also got it in maroon. It's one of their highest, most popular sales that they have there. It is really nice. Comfort and versatility. You can wear it in any situation. Quick drying, fits the size. But Burlebo, they're rooted in tradition, fueled by passion for the outdoors. Designs high-quality apparel that works just as hard as you do. So whether you're hitting a workout, enjoying a day of fishing, or cheering on your favorite college team, their gear is made for the athlete, the outdoorsman, and the everyday adventure. And it's really nice. I wore this one to church the other day. People talked about it. Really, my kids were like, Dad, you look pretty good today. From athletic shorts to your favorite go-to tees and performance hoodies, they have everything you want. Check out Burlebo.com and find your new favorite gear. It's Burlebo for the athlete, for the outdoors, and for the family. Back here on TexAgs Live, we are presented by David Gardner's Jewelers, Rollo Insurance Studio. Time for Around College Athletics, brought to you by Milliken Reserve, a college station community featuring homes, trails, farms, and wide open spaces with a mission to build a healthy community around nature. Take part in the Milliken Reserve community with a Conservancy membership. Learn more at millikenreserve.com. We go to the Buppy's Catering and Bartending Hotline. Aaron Torres of Aaron Torres Online, and of course Fox Sports Radio. What's up, buddy?
Not much. Love the walk-up song. I think you can apply it to A&M basketball. I know things didn't go well last night, but they didn't back down. I think you could also apply it to Torres, man. I'm not a very popular guy in Tuscaloosa right now with your buddy Ryan Fowler, but I won't back down on this Charles Bediako situation. And while we're here, then we can get to whatever you want. Can we please stop comparing Euros like the guy that plays for A&M to Charles Bediako? It's not the same. It's not even close. Darn it, David Nuño. What's going on, buddy? You doing well today?
Hey, let's go deeper into that. Why is it not the same? Because I don't think it's completely the same, but I can see why Nate Oates would consider it the same.
I think that's an excuse. And the reason why, and I'll tell you what I told Ryan Fowler last week, is that there is only one player who has played college basketball, renounced his eligibility, and then decided that he wanted to come back and play college basketball again, and that's Charles Bediako. And so, listen, I don't think there are certain things about all of this that I don't like. For what it's worth, in your guys' neck of the woods, I don't think that James Najee should be eligible after already being drafted by an NBA team. But what I would say is I do think it's different with the Europeans. I thought Todd Golden just had the best comments about it overall. About one, everybody knows the rules. Everybody knows once you put your name in the draft and leave it in after the deadline, that you are not allowed to come back to college basketball, and everybody knew what was at stake when Charles Bediako did that. But then, too, and I don't want to bore people with too much nuance here, it is different from the perspective of, the European system, and I'm far from a European professional basketball expert, but, it is different from the European system, how players come up, what the systems are that they're even allowed to take part in over there. So it is 100% different. That's the difference. And like I said, there is some nuance, but I don't think this is one that's that complicated when you're comparing Charles Bediako to most of these European players that have come over.
Talking to Aaron Torres here on TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers, Rollo Insurance Studio. So I had somebody bring this up on the show a couple days ago, and I thought it was an interesting question. Why do we care? I have my reasons why I care and why I think it's different, but why do we care when you're allowed to go back to college at any point? Like, you can go back to college and you should be able to be afforded the same opportunities.
Well, I'll use an extreme example, okay? And I'm not comparing the two, but I remember when Brandon Miller went through his situation at Alabama. And for people who don't remember, this is in the courts right now. It's all alleged, whatever. So let's get the allegedly out of the way off the top. But, he allegedly brought a gun to what was eventually a crime scene that eventually allegedly led to a murder. Okay, that is extreme, and that is not what I'm comparing Charles Bediako to. But what I remember at the time was Jay Billis going on College Game Day and saying, Brandon Miller has rights in this situation. And you can find the clip. He's being tried in the court of public opinion. And I said, yes, Brandon Miller has absolutely the right to a lawyer, the right to a fair trial, the right innocent until proven guilty. He doesn't have a right to play college basketball. And so, yes, it's not even close to apples, but Charles Bediako has a right to come back to college to pursue a degree like thousands of people do every single year. That doesn't give him a right to play college basketball, though. And so, one, that's the part that's kind of bothered me, is Alabama spinning this as, oh, he's coming back to get his degree. The dude was playing in the G League less than a week before he came back to Alabama. This is not about oh, he needs 2 more credits for his poli-sci degree. It's to play basketball, for him to get paid, and to help Alabama win. And he does have every right to come back and pursue his degree. But we, as people who love college sports, are also allowed to put rules on who is allowed to play college basketball, no different than Alabama is allowed to put rules on who they admit to the university and who they don't admit to the university. So by saying, why do I care? You can take any situation and say, why do I care? And maybe it means more to me than it means to you. Maybe it means more to you than it does to a caller. But it doesn't mean that others shouldn't care. And it doesn't mean that we shouldn't have rules in place to allow who is allowed to play and who isn't. And again, and I'll be quick because I know I'm going long, Dave, but Nate Oates, for all of his commentary, he had the chance to recruit literally tens of thousands of players from across the globe, whether it was Europe, Africa, Asia, the high school system, the transfer portal. There is a very finite amount of guys that he cannot recruit. He chose to recruit and play them anyway against the NCAA's ruling. And that is why I care. But again, that's only why I care, and I can't speak for anybody else.
Hey, and we'll move on after this comment. But to me, it's once you graduate to the next level of your professional career or your career, then you don't go back. So people who are saying you can go back to school, you can to get a different degree. You don't. Once you finish and you get your engineering degree, you don't come back to do more engineering. You come back to a different level. You maybe try to go get your master's. You try to, but you don't, once you've graduated, you don't come back for that. You come back for other stuff.
It's an interesting point. I hadn't really thought about it. Yeah, it's like if I got an engineering degree and I got an engineering job and I sucked at it and basically I was unemployable, I don't get to move back to Texas A&M and move in the freshman dorms and rush the frat all over again. You know what I'm saying? I move on with my life. I try to get another job. To your point, you go back and get another degree. You get more education. And that to me is the whole thing, is that, again, and we can move on if you want. I think it's a fascinating topic, but Charles Bediako is allowed to do a lot of things in life. He's allowed to play in the G League. He's allowed to play overseas. He's allowed to come back to Alabama as a student. He's allowed to go work, at Enterprise Rental Car if he wants. There's a lot of things he's allowed to do, but there are certain things that he's not allowed to do, no different than anyone in life. I'm not allowed to just show up in a hospital and grab a scalpel and say, I want to perform surgery. And I know it's an extreme example, but I'm just saying there are a lot of victims in this world. Charles Bediako is not one. Nate Oates is not one. Alabama basketball is not one. And listen, I love this topic. I'm happy to keep conversating, but I'm sure you want to get to some different stuff. But there are victims in this world. Charles Bediako, in this case, is not one of them.
Did your opinion on A&M change at all based on yesterday?
If it changed, it was in a positive way. I'll say this, David, and I don't know if you guys have picked up on this. It feels to me like, to the degree, and listen, I'm not trying to be disparaging here. I don't know that A&M basketball is a huge needle mover on the national level, but it feels like there has been a movement to discredit this start of 7-1, and the schedule gets so much tougher, and what happens here and what happens there, and all I saw was a team go to Alabama, yet another road game. They talked about on the broadcast how front loaded the schedule is with road games. And, they were in it literally until the final second with a chance to win. So I know Alabama isn't vintage Alabama. And for all my criticism of Nate Oates, he is a good coach with a very good program. But right there on the road and right in position, now obviously the quick turnaround with Florida, who probably is the best team in the SEC. We'll see what happens Saturday. But if anything, it just confirmed to me, this isn't a fluke. This isn't a joke. This isn't because the schedule was front-loaded. This is a really good team that I believe will be in the mix for the SEC regular season title right up until the final few weeks of the season. And who knows, maybe win it outright overall.
AT, what did you think of the trade, Anthony Davis going to the the Wizards and the Mavs picking up Chris Middleton and others?
Yeah, it was funny. I was doing a radio hit when it happened. I said, guys, are you seeing this Anthony Davis trade? And, yeah, I think my only take is, first of all, I saw it was funny is that, I don't know how much this moves the needle with A&M fans, but, we're talking about this freshman class as this potentially historically great freshman class and, whatever. And the Wizards have decided that this is the year that they're tired of losing and they're going all in. Now, listen, I'll say this, my only real thought, I was on air on Fox Sports Radio when the Luka Anthony Davis trade happened, and we had the same reaction as everybody else. This has to be fake. It can't be real. But it is, listen, it makes it look even worse in hindsight. And living in L.A., I heard the stat while I was driving around yesterday. I believe the stat was Anthony Davis ended up playing 29 games for the Dallas Mavericks. Luka Doncic already has 29 games of 30-plus points for the Los Angeles Lakers. So that was a bad trade in real time. It is even worse probably with hindsight. And all I'll say, Anthony Davis, just feels like a relic from a different era, like a name that still sort of moves the needle if you care about NBA. But I don't know that he actually impacts basketball very much anymore, unfortunately.
AT, we appreciate you, buddy. Thanks so much.
All right, Nuño. We'll talk next week, man. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you, buddy. We'll hit a break here on TexAgs Live. We will come back with On TexAgs Today, next on TexAgs. It used to be amateur sports What and how were the international track, swimming, tennis, college athletes categorized over the last past couple decades? That's from C.V. Callahan. Interestingly, with the way things are going, could we see Athan Mo come back and, run for A&M? Like, Coach Henry, you better be on the phone right now, buddy. Like, let's get all the pros back. Just saying.
It's a weird conversation, and like, what's so interesting about it is you can just have a local judge who has some type of interest in your program and get them to rule in your favor. Kind of what happened with Rashawn Agee.
Yep.
It's such a weird era we live in.
Hey, let's. Callahan also did not like the way I said on TexAgs today. I just say it like that. That's just how it comes out. I don't know. It's just I'm weird.
On TexAgs today's Thursday, February 5th, which means Aggie softball starts tonight.
Today
at 4:30 they play Abilene Christian, and 7 o'clock they play Utah State. We'll have live coverage of that game as well. Yesterday we had 4 NIL interviews, including Mario Craver, standout. We have San Diego State transfer Ryan Henderson. And for softball, we had star Maya Perez and our new shortstop, KK Demet. We also had Obi's article about the loss in Tuscaloosa. Bucky sees some promise despite the loss. We also have 5 thoughts from Luke Evangelist about the game. And then we have Around the SEC. Jason Howell shares recruiting news and trends around the conference. And then later today, like I said, we have that softball coverage. We also have 2 more NIL interviews. We have South Carolina transfer offensive lineman Trevon Baugh. And then lastly, we have baseball. He's a pitcher, Ethan Darden.
Yep. By the way, I think you better become a premium subscriber because there's a lot of great content.
So much. That took so long to read.
Well, you did it in 2 minutes. It wasn't that long.
Oh, appreciate it.
But some really good content. I did the interview with Ryan Henderson. New best friend. That's right. We're boys. Definitely.
I loved it. I was listening to it in the back.
Yeah.
Great interview.
Yeah. We're talking about partying in San Diego. Like that's my guy. All right. We're going to hit a break here. When we come back, Royce Hickman. We like him. Matt Browning. He's okay. Roy May. He's okay. The Fan Show together, they're like the Avengers. No, they're more like pretenders. That's next on TexAgs Live. Hello, everybody, and welcome into TexAgs Live. We are presented by David Gardner's Jewelers and the Rollo Insurance Studio. It's time for the Fun Show. Royce Hickman, my man.
Good to be with you.
Yeah,
always
buddy.
good to be with you.
It's been a minute. You don't know this, but yesterday we had a meeting of the minds. I'm at the gym. I run into Matt Browning. Matt Browning, hello, sir.
Good morning.
And we're like, oh, Sherliff can't make it. And we go, we got to go to the bullpen and get Royce Hickman. It was like an automatic.
Yeah, we knew it.
I'm glad I'm in the bullpen.
Yeah,
so
I'm the 12th man. I'm standing ready to come in.
We just need that wisdom, you know. That we need the wisdom, and his memory banks are fuller than ours are. So.
Well, how do you remember things? Because I don't remember what I ate yesterday.
I've said this often. It's funny what you remember in life.
Yeah.
Because there'd be something major that happened 10 years ago and you can't remember it.
Yeah.
And then there's something minor 30 years ago that you can't forget.
That's exactly right. By the way, this is brought to you by Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com/TexAgs. Use the code TexAgs for $50 once you play in $5 lineups, daily fantasy sports. We're going to go to the Angry Elephant News and Social Center, and that's where we find Cooper Patterson. Oh, by the way, if you notice, Roy May's busy. So
he to his defense, he's got the crud that's going around. It sounds like he woke up feeling terrible this morning. Took some medicine and couldn't drag himself out of bed. I guess. So.
Well, I'm glad. I don't want to get sick.
No, we don't want to get sick.
That's
so
right.
A little heads up would be great, but that's fine. No big deal.
Thanks for staying home, Roy.
When I'm sick, I don't tell people. I just don't go.
Who needs to know that?
Cooper Patterson, not dressed like Clark Griswold today, but dressed like a dad.
All right. Well,
a little bit of a dad.
No. He's dressed like his generation, where they wear shorts when it's 30 degrees outside.
This is true. And then the ankle. What are those called? The above the ankle socks. They're not the low ones.
I think crew cut.
Crew cut. There you go. Yeah, my boys wear the crew cut.
Good socks. Well, I'm going to ask. It's my first time meeting Royce, so I'm going to ask Royce, what's on your mind today?
Well, the first thing I want to talk about is a couple of weeks ago, Billy came in and was kind of showcasing a coffee cup that the folks at Another Broken Egg had given him. And you're sitting there without one. And the owners of Another Broken Egg said, that is not fair.
Oh,
You're on Another Broken Egg
Heck
cup.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, so.
Billy, this is mine. He's not listening.
That's exactly right.
Thank you very much.
I feel like Billy is
I appreciate that.
Well, the other thing is that this year's basketball team is fun to watch, win or lose.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the losses still hurt, but in the past, they've had a team that wasn't that exciting even if they won. But this one, and they were in it right to the end. And, I mean, I agreed with something that was on the show earlier about they mismanaged the end of the first half, and that was a real downer. But I was talking to a friend yesterday, and I said, this team is where I thought it might be at the end of the second or the third year.
Yeah.
That's just enough. If this guy's not the coach of the year, there's no justice, because he's done an incredible job bringing that group of individual talent together and molding them into a team.
I'm glad you brought up the mismanagement, because and I don't know if I think of it as a mismanagement. I think it's a learning opportunity for the team. I'm going to make a comparison. You guys may think this is terrible, but you sometimes have to live and die with who you are.
That's right.
So, for example, Draymond Green. Some people hate him. I tend to like the middle version of his career, not what he's become. Okay, and he plays with this
edge.
This edge that gets Patrick Beverly was the same way. Mike Tyson, there was this anger, this edge that he fought with, right? Mm-hmm. Conor McGregor, same way. That when it works, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you're like, dude, just relax. You don't have to get a technical foul and kick somebody in the junk in the last minute of the NBA Finals where you're about to win it all. You gotta, and I'm not saying that that's what happened there.
No.
But I think the way they play, that's what we love about it. And when you play with that edge, I know a talk show host in this market that has a little bit of an edge sometimes, right?
Got a little Cuban flair to him.
Well, I was thinking about Chip Howard,
No.
but
Chip Howard.
Chip's
Hey,
the nicest.
Aggie-centric, though, real quick, Leon O'Neal was that way.
Leon
was that way.
And I'm not saying buckyball is that. What I'm saying is when you play with that kind of intensity, it is hard to not play with that type of you don't. It's almost like you're being weak taking a break.
Yeah.
In reality, I think it's a teachable moment. Hey guys, we probably could have used the shot clock a little bit better to make sure risk versus reward. What's the risk here? What's the reward here?
Yeah. And we paid with the risk.
But they had the lead with a few minutes left in the game, and they just didn't make the plays at the end, and Alabama did. But again, that's a game that if you play for 5 more minutes, maybe has a different ending.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a matter of when the clock ran out because that truly was a point of we didn't lose, we just got outscored.
197 points, and I think I said this earlier.
Amazing.
28 lead changes.
Yeah.
Matt Browning, what is on your mind?
So, full disclosure, I did not watch the game last night.
Okay, that's going to be hard to do a whole show.
Time out though. Hang on. So, we host a Bible study. We had 20 kids at our house last night, college kids, and so they came over, and so I recorded the game. I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch it as soon as they leave. They left at 10:30, so I was like, I don't even care. I'm staying up. I'm gonna watch this game.
Did you know the result?
No, I didn't. I dodged it. I ducked it all night, and then. What do? I sit down, I get the game started, and I grab my phone.
The mistake of the
year. I grab
year.
my phone, just that dull brain, grab the phone, and I turn, and boom, there's the score. And I'm like, well, I guess I don't have to watch this now. So, but I listened to Logan this morning. By the way, you gotta love Logan Lee. Logan is a straight shooter. You gotta admit, he doesn't fluff it. I mean, if there's something he's not
a fluffer.
He will straight shoot. He'll tell you straight up the truth on what he believes in basketball. So you got to dig it. So, but
outside of Royce, he might be the next nicest guy in town.
Who? Logan?
Logan.
Oh yeah, Logan's great. Yeah. So, but I read Luke's entire thing this morning. I got prepping for the show. And I'm like, man. So we went on a 12-4 run. Right there at the end, we're down. It looks like it's over. They come screaming back. That's the guts of this team, though. Now I've watched every other game, so it's not as if I have no knowledge here. And then I read up on it, but it sounds to me like a very similar situation. What happened at Tennessee, right? You go to Tennessee, you get into overtime, and you lose in a tough fashion. What did they do? They turned around and reeled 4 straight off in a tough stretch, knocking the absolute snot out of Georgia. I mean, beat the tar out of Georgia. So you're right. It's like, if you play like you did at Georgia, no one beats you. If you play like you did at Bama, a good enough team like Bama can beat you, right? And so, I mean, who knows? I think you said it when you're talking to Logan. You said 4 more wins. This is a tournament team. If you had told me before the year that this team would be in the tournament, when he was still putting together a team that had, I would have been like, no way. Even after the team got put together, I was like, I'm looking out there, the tallest guy's my height, and I'm like, this isn't going to go well. And here we are. Yeah. A team, a gritty team, a fun team, so fun to watch. And
now, when I say they're a tournament team, that to me is what do they look like? And also the math, right? I think they're going to get 4 more wins. And I say 4 because I think 11 pretty much ensures them the win to make the tournament. But the way they look, I don't know how these games are going to play out. I'm not predicting anything. I'm just saying the way they play these games, that's one of the better teams in the country.
If you think about Saturday, Florida might be the best team in the SEC, at least rankings-wise. Aren't they the lowest-ranked team in the SEC, I think, right now?
Yeah, and they're the defending national champions. They're huge.
Yeah,
they're great.
This is Florida. They come here. We haven't lost an SEC game at home. Have we lost a game at home? Now that I think about it. I don't think we've lost a home game yet, have we?
No, because Central Florida wasn't Central Florida at home? I think Central Florida was at home.
Maybe we did. But either way, you come here, we pack Reed, make it tough on them. And you can't tell me that this team doesn't have guts. And anyone can look at it and go, we can't. you can absolutely win this game. I'm not saying we're going to. This is a tough opponent. But if you do win this game, man, I think it'd be the biggest win in the SEC so far this season.
Yeah.
Coming off that loss, coming back home.
What are you looking at?
I'm looking at the schedule to see if we've lost one at home yet.
Well, that's the SEC schedule.
Oh, just SEC schedule. Okay.
So UCF was at home.
UCF was our lone
And SMU.
No, that was a neutral site.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So, but yeah, so you get back home and you can right the ship right back. I mean, I don't think the ship is really unrighted. I mean, that's a tough game on the road, and you go and you lose by 3 points. There's no shame in that.
No. And again, the way I've kind of framed it is this team now has graduated to a different tier. And I don't want to make it about moral victories. Hey, you played Florida real tight. You played Alabama real tight. You played Tennessee real tight. Way to go, guy. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just saying from the perception of where the program is today, they have graduated to a different tier to where, like, I don't have doubts.
Yeah.
There was a point in the season where, like, man, they can beat anybody, but I don't know if they will.
Yeah.
Right.
Now I feel like they'll probably beat some really good teams the rest of the way. Like I'm expecting it.
Yeah.
I expected them to win yesterday.
I did too.
I expected it before the game. I expected it at halftime. I expected it with 3 minutes left.
Yep.
I expected to go to overtime on that shot.
Yeah.
I'm now at the expecting phase as opposed to, and a lot of times, I'm doom and gloom.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like in the middle of a game, like the moment a team goes on a run, I'm I guess we're going to lose by 50.
Here it goes again.
Next year, Nuño shows up. So
when's the last time you heard next year?
It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Well, when the next year comes.
Thank you, Coach Elko, for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, Coach Elko killed next year Nuño.
Good.
But yeah, I mean, you if you turn around and you go, all right, look, we won at Auburn. That's a big win.
Yep.
You dominate Georgia on the road. Big win. And then, I mean, your 2 losses are one in overtime and one on a last-second shot. Your 2 losses in conference to 2 of the toughest opponents in the league on the road. I mean, that's huge. So, Florida comes this weekend. You pack Reed. You beat Florida. Sky's the limit.
Yeah. Well, and
we can beat them. I mean, I promise you, Florida is. I mean, do you think they're just going? All right, we're gonna go in there and get no. This is a scary team.
Well, I guarantee you those players in that locker room and Bucky are sitting there and that coaching staff saying, all right, we got to protect our home. To your point, we haven't lost an SEC game at home, right? Like, we've got to go and by the way, if they go 1-1 in that 2-game stretch, and I know there's still Vandy and Missouri ahead, brother, now you're talking about 8 wins in SEC play with still a very hard chunk. I just want to I used to say I just want to see them get to 11. I want to see how good we really are. Like, can we compete for this SEC title? Why not? We are. When I say we, Texas A&M is in first place of the SEC even after that loss.
We got everything's in front of us still.
Yeah.
So,
who was the unsung hero last night, Royce?
Oh man,
there were some candidates. I mean, Aggie every night, right? Rylan Griffin.
He's so consistent, and I liked what Griffin did last night.
Yeah. Marcus Hill was really good last night as well.
Unsung. I mean, it's always for this team. I think it's always going to be Aggie. I mean, he's just. I mean, he's the straw that stirs the drink, right? I mean, it's not just the play and the hard nosed play and everything else that he does. It's the older. He's so much older, and it's the way he carries himself. The other guys, he's the leader. Guys follow him. I mean, whether he has a great game or not, he's still contributing in ways outside of just the basketball itself. I mean,
he contributes in so many different ways.
Yeah, I mean, it's that toughness, it's that leadership, all that stuff. I mean, it's the attitude. I mean, you gotta love it. You gotta love that. I mean, that guy is. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. He got number 12 right out of the gate. So.
Cooper, can you remind us of the stats that you looked up for us on the points where A&M is this year as opposed to where they were a year ago and where they were for the entire season and where they are today?
So last year at this point, the team had scored 1,658 points. This year through that same point, they've scored 2,024 points.
Ooh.
Almost 400 more points. And
now listen to this.
Total points last year, which includes 12 more games, they had 2,537. So, again, about 500 more points.
12 more games, including tournament?
Including the tournament games.
Okay.
By the way, Katie Lee was listening to Logan and I talk about that. That means that they are scoring 18% more points than they were a year ago. and think about that. That is basically a fifth of the season.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, Buckyball versus Buzzball. I mean, that's basically what it is.
I hate that I don't love that is the talking point because Buzz brought us a lot of really good times.
He did.
But the reality is the upside feels much higher for this version of the Aggies.
Well, I mean, think about it. Last night alone. I mean, if everything I've read and looked at so far, and I did watch highlights, it's. I mean, you lost, but man, what an exciting way to lose. I mean, that's an entertaining. I mean, that's why we watch sports, to be entertained, and it's an entertaining brand of basketball. And I mean, I tell you this: for some reason, the losses seem easier than slugging one out to 50 points.
Well, depending on if you go on a losing streak, here's another one for you, Cooper, to look up. Look up their longest losing streak last year because there was a little stretch every year during the Buzz years. There was a little stretch where they lose, and this team has not really had that. So
we haven't had a single losing streak this year.
Right. So this game against Florida, don't lose it, right? Because you don't want to have the first one, right?
Just beat them.
So this is a team that on the court goes on these runs of 12, 14, 20 to 2 runs, right?
Yeah.
Can they continue to do that when it comes to wins and losses? Do you have their
they had a 4-game losing streak from February 18th at Mississippi State through March 1st at Florida. They lost 4 games in a row.
How many SEC wins do they have at this point? Do you know? I'm just curious, just for tracking.
Count it up real quick. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at this point.
6 SEC wins or losses?
That should be wins. 1,
wins,
2,
okay.
3, 4.
And they've got 7 wins right now. At 7-2 in the SEC.
They were 6-3 in the SEC up to this point.
Okay. So
really,
and that team obviously made the tournament. We'll hit a break. We'll come back. I want to talk some college football and maybe some pro a little bit. If you're serious about getting organized and confident with your finances, take a look at Aggie-owned Paragon Financial Advisors. They're an independent fiduciary serving clients all across Texas. You've got no commissions, no product sales, just thoughtful financial planning and investment management. And what sets them apart is the depth of their team. They have 8 CFP professionals, a CFA, all on staff. And credentials matter, and so does doing right by the client. Learn more at paragon-adv.com or call them up, 979-693-3907 to schedule your free consultation today. That is Paragon Financial Advisors. Integrity, expertise, and trust. Paragon Financial Advisors. We're back. TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers Auto Insurance Studio. The Fan Show brought to you by Prize Picks. So we were just kind of chit-chatting during the break about all this weirdness, and you were saying, Royce, if I'm going to paraphrase, that there needs to be a break-off in a governing body that takes over college athletics.
Yes.
Not the NCAA.
Right. The NCAA has been useless, but you know, they either don't do anything or what they do is wrong. I mean, very rarely do they get it right, in my opinion. And I don't know why the larger schools don't just form their own governing body and get out.
My reason, the reason I don't think it has happened is there's a lack of leadership, and I think loyalty to whatever leadership that could be. Right. So somebody hasn't taken it, like galvanized because there's all these individual thought processes, like what's good for Texas A&M, what's good for Missouri, what's good for Kentucky, right? There's not a what's good for college football. Right. And even when Nick Saban at times sounded like he was doing what was good for college football, and I did believe many times he was also doing it through an Alabama lens.
Well, and not only that, he was also doing it through a legacy lens, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you know, hey, the greatest of all. I mean, there's some ego there still. I mean, he doesn't show it, but I mean, hey, I'm the greatest of all time. You know, this is, we have to do it this way, so I continue to be there. I just think there's something there. But, yeah, the NCAA is a complete joke. I mean, they've been a joke for a long time. But you're exactly right. I remember people saying this, like, hey, when conference realignment back especially when it was hot and heavy for like the big turn was when, you know, the 2010 2011 time period. People were like, well, this is where it's going to go. It's going to eventually have to form its own minor league. It's essentially what it's going to be, and that's what it's going to be. And I remember people saying that. And people went, oh no, it won't be that way. And Congress can get involved. I mean, Congress can't even tie their shoes. I mean, so you think we're going to get them involved in college football? So you're exactly right. But the problem is you're never going to get. You'd have to have the SEC and the Big Ten. The other two will follow, right? I mean, everybody else will follow if those two, but those two will never. I don't see a scenario where they can get on the same page for what's best for their member institutions.
So where I give the Big 12 props is they looked outside the box when they hired Brett Yormark, who came from the music industry and kind of had, he had an appreciation for college athletics, but he came from a business kind of structure standpoint and let's try different things. There needs to be that, like, it's not Sankey, right?
No.
And there's a lot of things not to like about Sankey. There's some things that I do like about Sankey, all right? He's always very willing to come on the show, and that matters to me. Maybe that mattered to you guys. But he's not it either. And I don't need Roger Goodell type of personality either. I don't need somebody who's going to cower to the owners or to the programs. I need a leader.
Yeah, right. Mike Slive.
I need a Jocko Willie.
Yeah, Mike Slive's not coming through that door.
No.
I genuinely feel like and again, we're always, as Aggies, we're always going to have a far better affinity for Mike Slive than we ever will Sankey. Slive was gracious and excited about A&M coming into the league, where Sankey, we know what he did, bringing those knuckleheads in here. But I get it, he had to. At the end of the day, he did. You're trying to compete, and bringing in two brands like OU and Texas were big, and so. But no, I don't think it's them. I don't think. But the problem is you've got to ask. You have to ask people to step down from the powerful positions they're in to make these changes, and that's
not going to happen.
No, and again, the things that we are allowing in college sports, not to bring Bediako up all the time, but like the fact that that's a thing just shows how off the rails college athletics are.
Oh, yeah.
You can go back to the quote about I don't go to class.
Yeah.
Randy Matson asked me the other day, when's the last time you heard somebody that was taken off a team because of academic ineligibility?
Yeah, that's a good point. When was the last time you heard a guy...
And this is a college whose purpose is to educate.
Yeah.
I do recognize that forever, or at least the last 50 years, there were athletes that did not go to class. When you are a sure first rounder, I'm not saying I am okay with it because I think the parenting needs to be involved. They're like, dude, you're going to go there and get your education. You're going to go to class.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to tell you, I'm not saying I'm parent of the year. You can give it to me if you want. My sons already know where they're going to school. They're already accepted. They have very good grades. I'm still making sure that they're not getting B's. And they are too. Like, there's got to be some pride. And they could get C's the rest of the way. I don't think it's going to mess with what happens to them, right? But there's a standard that we expect. And how you do one thing is how you do everything. I say that way too often, but I believe that. And I think the same thing can apply in college athletics.
Well, but like he said, though, when is the last time you heard a guy, oh, he's not sitting up this week because of grades? Doesn't happen, right? And especially, but I actually remember this was in high school, right? I'm in high school, so this is the late '90s, okay? Actually, this is the mid to late '90s, but I remember we had a star running back. Our star running back, stud, absolute best player on our team, Rockdale Tigers, go. So he sits next to me in class, and he's struggling. I'm like, and hey, I was not a great student either. So I'm not one to give anybody student help, but I'm explaining something to him, and I was like, how do you pass all this? He goes, I don't know, they just passed me. This was in high school. The stars get different treatment, right? So, I just thought that was a fun little.
My issue when I was playing high school football was my dad. You don't make your grades, you're not going to play.
Your own dad would tell you that.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen today. Yeah.
No, but again, when you're 45 plus, you have a different perspective than when you're 18 to 22.
That's very true.
And when your perspective is a coach, that your job is dependent on your success and your wins and losses. Right. I'm not saying morals be damned. I'm not saying that at all. No. But I can understand where corners are cut.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, you're talking about, and we're not talking about, especially at this level of football, you're talking about coaches making big bucks, generational money, right? So, yeah, you're exactly right. Plus legacy, plus, stature within the coaching world. I mean, yeah, you cut corners to make sure these guys get on the field. But and I get that it's always happened, but now you're right. It's the absolute wild west. I mean,
remember it was the Wild West a couple of years ago, but it was just about like NIL.
Yeah.
Now it's Wild West about eligibility and players, and like you could be 87 years old and still play, and you're a Hall of Famer in the NFL.
Royce, do you still have some eligibility left?
I do.
All right. Let's get him out there on the field.
Well, there's got...
In the current rules, I have a lot of eligibility.
Well, this is true. And one of the things about the Nate Oates, the Yaco thing that I keep going back to me it shows a little bit of laziness on their part. Because I bet you he could have found a center in Euro basketball that was eligible, but he went and called somebody he already knew. Hey, what do you think about coming back? Let's just try this out, like this whole Euro thing. And I don't know what I think. I just know what the rules are, not what they should be, what the rules are right now. And if the rules say you can't drive over 20 miles an hour in a school zone, you can't, even if you... Well, I don't think anybody thinks it's wrong.
Don't think it's wrong, yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, we'll hit a break. I think we're going to play the Luka Evangelos game, the Prize Picks game. I think we are.
Nice.
I think I dominated. I don't know if I did. I just know I got the UFC one right.
I find that hard to believe.
I think the UFC, 100% I got that right. This is coming up next here on TexAgs Live. Welcome back to the Fan Show here, brought to you by Prize Picks. Luke Evangelos is going to play the Prize Picks game. He's at the Angry Elephant News and Social Center. Luke, good day to you, sir.
Good morning, y'all.
Good morning. Buenos dias.
So first off, would you please tell us a little bit about Prize Picks, and then you can tell us more?
Yeah, of course. It's the daily leader in fantasy sports, and there's so many ways to play. You can play with players, teams, different happenings in pop culture. There's plenty of things to wager on. It's great.
And how you feel about last night?
I'll be okay.
Yeah?
I'll get through it.
Did you rage
They're not
tweet?
going to win every game.
Did you rage tweet? I don't know, actually. I'm asking. This
just a couple tweets in all caps. There were a couple particular moments where I was frustrated of no explanation, no review, 9.9 seconds. Just a couple moments in that game that you wish you could have back if you're A&M, but
I agree.
They still had their chances. Ryland Griffin had a chance to tie it. For all the officiating, they still had their chances.
Well, I, for one, I've already admitted I missed the game last night, but I
don't think you need to remind
I got caught up because of Luke's article this morning. So well done. Thank you, sir. That was very helpful and well written.
So
yeah, that tells
did
you all
I
you need to
dominate
know.
last week in the game?
No, everybody went 4-5, and Roy went 3-6. Just honestly, we probably should have stopped the game after the.
So
week
I've been
before
dominating,
that.
and I got the UFC one right? And nobody else did.
You did,
yeah.
and
I told you exactly what was going to happen.
Blake got it right.
Well, because he copied me.
And yeah, y'all were the only two who got it right.
Well, he's a fighter. He could kill
right.
himself.
The only guys who know UFC got it.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Our fighting pastor.
Yeah. He'll put you in a guillotine right now.
Hey, so y'all did UFC last week?
Yeah.
We had to get creative. We had UFC. We had Chris Middleton. We had
and
women's
he was
basketball.
It worked out great.
Yeah, we had English Premier League. We had everything last week. It was a hodgepodge week.
I did. I missed. I'm sad.
Yeah.
I was in Mexico. 85 degrees.
Subtle flex.
Margaritas?
My wife had a margarita.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know.
No.
Yeah, you're clean.
I drank a lot of water.
Right.
I had one tequila. I had a little glass of tequila.
There you go.
Yeah, it was good.
So let's play the game, shall we? Is it all Super Bowl?
Yeah, all
edition?
Super Bowl.
Okay.
Unless you want me to go get some WNBA.
No,
because Prize Picks does have that.
Let's go Super. We didn't talk Super Bowl today. That's wild.
Has that started? No, that hasn't started yet, right?
What?
WNBA? That's like in the summer.
Oh no, you're right. I just made a joke in it.
That was a joke.
No.
Would you like to explain the joke?
No. Hey, let's get into the Super Bowl.
I almost got a giggle.
Hey, we're gonna start it off easy. There's a free square for the Super Bowl. It's Drake May, more than half a passing yard. Do we all think Drake May is gonna get more than half a passing yard?
Yes.
Yep. That's a real question for us.
Yeah, that's a real one. You can play that.
No, I know that you could play that, but for us, that was the question.
Yes, I just want to make sure everybody gets a free win. If Prize Picks users get a free square, so should the Fan Show.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, thank you.
Sam Darnold. This one is not so free. More than or less than 230 passing yards.
Ooh. Man, I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes.
More than?
I'm going to say more. I'm going to say more. I'm going to say that he is going to get it just because.
Because you're guessing.
Yeah, I mean, all of this is a guess. I mean, think about it. We go below 500 all year, so every bit of it's a guess. But I mean, these guys know what they're doing. Don't think Prize Picks hasn't figured this stuff out. Everything's 50-50 basically. It's a coin flip, but it's a Super Bowl. I mean, it's so yeah. I'm gonna say yes.
230 yards. You said right?
Yep.
Mr. Hickman, what are you thinking?
Yes.
More
Over.
than? I'm gonna say less than.
Interesting.
Do you agree or disagree, Luke?
He's only
You said
doing it to be
interesting.
different.
Well, I think the Seahawks might run away with it, and they've got a ton
force them to throw all game long.
Ton of vertical threats, but then they could also just run the ball late in the game. But I think I would probably go more than. I'm not playing the game. I'm just simply the distributor here. But if I had an opinion, I would probably go more than.
Okay.
We need Matthew Dawson.
Yeah, he'll agree with me.
Cooper Kupp, wide receiver from the Seahawks, more than or less than 2.5 receptions.
Oh, more.
Yeah, I think more.
That's the modern day Wes Welker. He's gonna catch balls.
Yeah, give me more.
Okay. Stephon Diggs on the other side for the Patriots.
Is he allowed to play?
If he doesn't get arrested before the game starts, more than or less than 3.5 receptions.
I go. You know what? Just because you said Stephon Diggs, I'm saying less out of spite.
You said 3.5?
Yeah.
Sure, he'll do more, but I'm saying less.
More than.
Yeah, I'm going to say less than.
Jackson Smith and Jigba, the star wide receiver for the Seahawks, more than or less than 94.5 receiving yards. That's a big number.
It's a really big number.
You said they're going to run away with it, though, my friend.
Yeah, I think they will.
94.5.
He is good. He's very, very good.
he had like 100 plus in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, he can.
I tell you, if they get hot, that's an easy more than.
You know what? I'm going against him. I would have normally said less than, but I mean, might as well. I mean, I'm not any good at this, so
No,
I'm going to say more.
You're quite bad at it.
I'm going to say more.
I'm going to say less than.
Got it.
I think I'm doing a Matt Browning technique here, where I'm.
He's going opposite of everything we say.
We should make
Not everything.
We
but
should make him go first next.
That's fine. You can go opposite of me.
Yeah, David, definitely go opposite of your intuition. I'm just looking at your last couple weeks here. And
My last 2 weeks have been just as good as everybody else's.
No, I'm just saying, like,
the last couple weeks, now that I've gotten focused,
right? No,
I'm just like everybody.
Yeah, your last couple weeks have been okay, but like it's a lot of 3 and 5, 4 and 5. Like it's a lot of below
Like everybody else.
Correct. I'm just saying, like,
but you're putting it out.
I'm just saying it wouldn't hurt to change up the strategy like at least once. All right, next up we've got he's gonna kill me. Ramondre Stevenson, the running back for the Patriots, more than or less than 49.5 rushing yards.
Why don't you take this one, David?
49.5 yards.
Yep.
Mas.
That's more than for the English.
For the Bad Bunny
speakers.
Puerto Rican audience that's watching right now. More than.
Yeah.
Less.
Oh, look at you. You're waiting for us.
Less than.
Would it be un poco?
Un poquitico? What are you trying to say?
What's less than in Spanish?
Menos.
Menos. Less than. I'm going less than. I'm going against David.
Of course.
One of us is going to have a really good week.
It's going to be.
Well, I could probably. There might be a prize picks number on who you think is going to have a better week between Matt Browning and David Nuño. They could create that.
Yeah.
Aren't you in first place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Kenneth Walker, running back for the Seahawks, more than or less than 74.5 rushing yards. Seahawks have a couple big numbers on the board.
Yeah. They really do. I'm going less than, so David has to go more. Say it. Say more.
74.5?
Yep.
Mas.
Couple more. Hunter Henry, tight end for the Patriots,
He's
more
in a
than or
wrestler?
less than 40.5 receiving yards.
I'm going to go less. He's Arkansas, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going less. Again, out of spite.
The number is again, how much? 40
and a half.
40.5.
I'm going more than.
That's a tough one for me.
Look, either I want to go 0-8 or 8-0. All right, that's. I'm either going out in a blaze of glory like that movie. For the love of the game.
We're probably still both going 4-4.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go coin flip. I'll go less than.
And finally, Rashid Shaheed, the wide receiver for the Seahawks, more than or less than 23.5 receiving yards.
More. I don't know why. I'm not even sure I've heard of this guy,
play.
but I'm going to say more.
It doesn't take much to go more on that one, does it?
That could be one catch.
How many? 23.5?
Yep.
You got to go less. Yeah, he had to do it.
More than.
All right, that's all I got. We'll
Thanks,
check back
Luke.
in next
That's all you
week
got?
for who comes in last place.
All right. Hey,
It's a race to the bottom.
What's our plan to pack read on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of plans. There's getting to read 2 hours before. There's getting to read an hour before. I'd probably recommend 2 hours just to be safe.
Yeah.
And you may want to wear a specific color to be announced later.
Give me a score prediction right now.
Oh gosh,
Come
I
on,
can give you a rebounding prediction.
All right, give me that.
A&M loses that by 30, and depending on how many threes A&M makes, they've made at least 13 a couple games in a row. You know, I'm thinking maybe
How's Florida shooting the three ball?
horrible, but it doesn't matter because they'll get 70 points in the paint. I think it's going to be the winner of this game is going to score 77, the loser 72.
How many? All right, let me
I
ask
haven't
this.
made my mind up yet.
How many
Who's winning.
threes do we have to hit to win this game?
15.
18.
This is a
What's
big
the
game.
most threes they've hit this year?
18. No,
18.
22. We hit 22.
No,
didn't we?
18.
18. It's Georgia.
If I would have told you, Luke, that Alabama hit 16 threes, would you have predicted a loss?
Yes.
Yeah.
The key stat, though, is giving up the offensive rebounds. If you would have told me they had 13 second chance points, that would have been trouble. And now I'm wondering how many is Florida going to have?
And Bama's not a very good rebounding team.
They're okay.
Not like Florida is.
Now, Bediako didn't do much yesterday.
No. College must be harder than the G League.
He just hasn't had time to integrate himself into the culture. Have you seen the latest with him? Because I think
Well, so the NCAA rejected, because they were trying to push the hearing back again and just keep delaying and delaying. And the NCAA rejected it. So they're having the hearing tomorrow.
Okay.
And
tomorrow.
So we'll find out about him tomorrow, and there's somebody else we'll find out about tomorrow. Oh, it's Joey Aguilar.
Yeah. Who knows? I don't think they'll take the win away from Alabama, but I'm sure there's going to be...
Even if they did, don't you think the committee would still look at that as a loss?
I just think the committee wouldn't count it on their team sheet. So we'll find out what all that means tomorrow.
Do you think they should take away the loss?
Well, they're not going to award the win for A&M, but if you are playing a player that's deemed ineligible, the games you won should be ineligible to be on your team sheet at the end of the year. So I'm sure Alabama would keep their record, but the NCAA wouldn't look at it as them having a quad 2 win over A&M and then whoever else they beat.
It really wouldn't affect their standing, right?
Correct. It doesn't really affect A&M either. It's just not a win for Alabama.
So they won't give a win because it's a disqualification. It'll
Right.
Be
I don't think A&M would get
Yeah,
a win
but
back
hey, it's
for it.
stricken from the record, but the jury still heard it, though.
Yeah.
Good comparison.
Thank you. Hey, that's a Hunter Shirtliff one for you.
By the way, you're going to have a rant apparently in the next segment? You want to get mad about
I've got
something?
a bit of a rant.
People being smart, people being dumb? Is that basically what it is?
That's what it is, yeah.
Who's smart?
Aggie baseball fans.
Who's dumb?
Aggie basketball fans.
We'll talk about that next on TexAgs Live. Welcome back into TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers, Rollo Insurance Studio. It is the fan show brought to you by Prize Picks. So, Ranter.
Hey.
Ranter Browning. I'm going to make sure that I'm setting this up correctly. You believe Aggie baseball fans are elite when it comes to their knowledge.
Correct.
You believe Aggie basketball fans are dumb when it comes to their knowledge.
So when I say this, let me say this overall as a fan base, right? There are plenty of Aggies who know ball, who know basketball really, really well. But I was thinking about this on the way here. I was like, man, especially because you had someone text in that's on the text line that said that 25, like the top 25
Catalyst
basketball
Pure
teams
Performance Energy text line.
Yeah, could beat the Euro leagues in basketball.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, you tell me the top 5 players in the NBA right now, they're probably all European. At least 4 out of the 5 are, right? And so that's a dumb comment. That's not smart. That does not line up with anything that anyone that knows basketball would ever say. So I was thinking about, I was like, as a fan base, our baseball fan base they know baseball. Like as a fan base, we know baseball, right? We're smart with baseball. We are. I mean, I'd say we're one of the top fan bases when it comes to our baseball knowledge. Football, I think we know football. I think we're irrational a lot of times about football, but everybody is when it comes. Football is a different animal. But basketball.
I have a theory that I just developed right now.
Tell me.
A working theory.
I want to hear this.
I believe that the NBA, for whatever reason, has not only lost viewership, has kind of stiff-armed a lot of the older generation. Okay. Yeah. For whatever reason. You can make that, and Cooper, you may disagree, but the ratings and the viewership in the NBA is down. That's a fact. It could be because there is no Michael. It's been LeBron, and LeBron is not as interesting, right? Like, he's definitely one of the greatest players I've ever seen, no doubt. Like, I'm not taking that part of it away from him.
He's not better than Jordan, though.
But no, he's not. But I'm wondering, like, there was a time that I'd watch the NBA draft, and I knew everybody in the NBA draft. And part of this might be college's problem, too. Yeah. You knew everybody in the NBA draft. I don't know 97% of the people, and some of it is because they're Euros. Yeah. Some of it is because they're one and dones, and unless they're in the SEC or one of these top 25 teams, I don't know anything about them. And I'm wondering if that working theory is part of the reason, like, people would make that kind of comment.
I think that, plus it's also just the style of basketball today versus what the older generation grew up with, But
they would tell you, I'm playing devil's advocate here, it's better. They're scoring more points. They're shooting a higher three-point percentage. The defense is more evolved. They're smarter players. Not everybody's John Stockton, 5'10", banker just out there.
Yeah, I mean,
there is that argument.
And I mean, I've already said today, I love our style of basketball. Our style of basketball today is very entertaining. I'm just saying that it's a very different game today than it was, when we were growing up, and so
when we were in the mid-'90s. Some would say that was the ugliest NBA.
Oh, it was.
84 to 79.
Good big men. They played defense. I mean, there's still some.
They fouled you, like, for real.
I mean, there was hard fouls. I mean, the thing is, you don't have the killers like you had, like with Jordan and Kobe. I mean, they were absolute killers. I mean, they did not want.
He's got thoughts. Look at his face.
They did not want to be everyone's best friend. They didn't want to team up and make super teams.
That does make a difference, Cooper. I think being buddies with people. Like
Jordan would have never gone and signed up to play with the Pistons, right? He would not have gone and done that. Kobe did not.
But it's a different era. Yeah. It's hard to compare eras. It's a different era.
Me and my roommate are upset last night watching the A&M game and watching some. I'm not going to call out their names just for the sake of, not riling people up. But I saw A&M players hugging Alabama players. Not even Ryland Griffin, who played with them a couple years ago. I understand that they're obviously friends, but A&M players smiling and laughing with people on their team. My roommate said he should never play again for our team.
Hey,
exaggerating.
Who's the greatest basketball player of all time?
LeBron.
I knew it. Golly.
We have that discussion a lot.
We did, and I destroyed him with my facts.
That's the absolutely dumbest. I'm sorry, that's such a stupid argument. It's not true.
He puts his head down like he knows, but he's got
to
represent the young people.
I was checking the chat because they get on it really quick when we talk about LeBron.
Jordan was far better. Kobe was better than LeBron. I'd put Kobe above LeBron. I would, 100%.
I would rather have Kobe on my team than LeBron.
Every day.
But I don't, and I think Kobe was a terrible teammate, though.
Oh, he was a winner, though.
But LeBron's won. LeBron's won 4 NBA championships.
Kobe won 5.
Yeah, he did. With the worst team, by the way. That team with Paul Gasol was not very good.
No.
I mean, they were good, but they
The
were.
Shaq ones were pretty darn
We
good.
lost the entire audience because the show's about to end. You're going to have to say that on the rewind because we're done. See you mañana.
Adios.